What's your old person hobby of choice? What do you think you're gonna slide into when you get older?
Don't we talk about this
out on chicks.
Yeah.
My old guy.
I think Brian's gonna act like he
Catcalling.
bird watches, but in reality, those binoculars are gonna be pointed towards the ladies going in and out of
Ladies'
shops.
bathroom.
And then when they lock eyes with his binoculars, he quickly he looks up to the trees.
There was a bird up right behind you.
Yeah.
big one.
There's a peacock over there or something. Yeah, I don't know if I think my oldest man hobby is that when I'm walking around his store, I put my hands behind my back like that and like kind of like browse. Or if I'm in a gallery, like it just makes me feel like I'm wise.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bump into anything.
Yeah.
Because I also talk with my hands a lot. Like you've seen me knock over like 50 beers just from being like And so if I've got them contained.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
not gonna
feel
slap
like
any of
there's
these
only a
paintings.
couple type people that can walk around with their hands behind their back and not seem like a douchebag.
Well,
Old people.
I
Like
probably look
old
like a
Chinese
douchebag.
guys.
Oh,
I
that's
feel
you
like they
Chinese.
can do
Sometimes
it.
I bring that energy
Yeah.
with because I'm like kind of hunched over and I'm like looking around.
It's like an authoritative type kind of
It's not.
stance.
It's more like kind of the just like blissful master look of like patience and some other virtues that I try to
exude.
simplify in public. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably just look like a douchebag walking around like that, but I like it.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
it's
saying I do it constantly by any means. I'm just saying.
no, I've like caught myself doing it, and then have you ever seen people like wear like for example, Report of the Week? Like he wears those suits all the time, but the problem with like dressing up like that is if you look too young for suits, it's kind of funny looking.
Yeah.
And
I think I look
feel
too
like there's
young for walking.
Yeah.
yeah,
My
too
hands
young
behind my
for
back.
walking with your hands behind your back. That's an old man's game. But you'll age
Yeah,
into
it
it.
is.
Eventually, you're
I'll age
gonna.
into it really well.
Yeah,
Really, because I already have the form down.
yeah. Like my dad got a fedora, but he's like 60, and I'm like, it fits now. You're 60.
He
like
grew into it.
a young dude can't wear a fedora, but a 60-year-old, and he has like an overcoat and everything. He looks like an old mobster.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I think I should preface this by like you said earlier. Maybe we should have an explanation to the audience as to why it is the 18th and they got their first episode, and why the episodes are going to be kind of pushed towards the back.
Well, no.
There's been some.
There was the Charborg one, right?
Yeah, but that just
one.
came out yesterday.
Okay.
It's not public yet.
Yeah, it just came out yesterday. So I've had some like, well, at the beginning of the month I was sick, and I was like, we'll push these a little bit back until I feel better. And then like everybody in my family went into the hospital. Not like the important people, not my kids and stuff and my wife, but like my mom and my grandma. And my dad as well as actually was in the hospital for a short time with a genetic disorder that I think I might come down with.
Small penis.
Yeah.
Actually,
Autism.
genital too big was the issue. That was the
Genital
punchline to
too
that. Yeah, his
Okay.
he went into the
Large
hospital
prostate.
because his fucking left testicle ballooned in size. He
Oh,
was like,
God.
it was huge. It was absolutely massive. It was concerning. It didn't hurt or anything, and then the doctor just went like squeezed it like like trying to see if this avocado was ripe, and was like, yeah, it should be fine. Go home and rest your testicle. And he was like, oh,
Mom's
okay.
It just-
in the
it
hospital
just-
for huge pussy.
He just
Yeah.
acted up for
No.
a little bit, and they're like, yeah, just
Yeah,
like, stop.
It was some
Yeah.
sort of like blockage or something like that. But my mom and my grandma, yeah, not huge pussy at all. Mom apparently has like, you guessed it. I'm sure there was a lot of people guessing liver failure. Yep,
Oh.
we found that out this morning. Yeah, basically extreme liver failure. Grandma had scheduled surgery, but as a kid, going to the hospital is a much easier experience. As an adult, all of a sudden, all like their daily tasks and routines and shit are shifted onto you. So
Your job now.
See a dog walking around.
yeah, there's like a little tiny dog. That's not my dog. That's new dog. That's my mom's. Gave that
Chore.
fucker his like first bath in a year, and all this like, what was that stuff called? Like dandruff?
Detritus.
Yeah, like it's like skin, like flakes of skin, like came to the surface. I was like, dude, he's got horrible dandruff. And so I like after I bathed him, I brushed him off, and now he just looks like $1 million. And is I think it was just like a layer of shit. It wasn't like chronic dandruff. It was just he hadn't been bathed in so long. He had like sand deep in there, but
In his loins.
I guess he's an old dog. I was gonna say it's
yeah.
bold for two old women to have a dog to take care of, but you know, it also I'm sure
My mom's not
provides
that
some
old,
comfort.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah, that,
Not
I
that
keep
old.
your mom just seems old. 'Cause,
She's an
No,
old
she
soul.
seems old because that's what alcohol
Old
does to you.
soul.
Yeah,
yeah. Let that be a warning
yeah.
to you, dear patrons.
And people genetically linked to her.
Yeah,
That's you, guy. I'm looking at in the monitor.
yeah.
Big
that's gonna be
warning to
you.
you.
Yeah.
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 Apparently, you know what? Even if I started drinking super heavy right now, I don't think I could catch
it'd
up
be
to
so
her.
hard to catch up. Yeah,
Yeah, she
that's
was-
how I
those
feel when I
big
think
league
about like
numbers.
my grandpa just in the fucking iron lung. I'm like, I think I'll be fine. He was also a coal miner. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? That's probably like smoking a pack a day every second down there.
No, I've watched Dirty Jobs. All those guys, they tell you, man, it's natural.
It's good.
It's natural.
Yeah.
It's just natural.
They're like,
That's
it's
what I mean.
natural. It's just
Sharp.
from the earth.
coal you can use to exfoliate and stuff.
Yeah.
So he had great
Teeth look
skin.
white
I mean,
as
he looked
shit.
like he was 14. he was only 16 in those coal mines, but he looked like a fourth grader.
Dude, honestly, I feel like having a job like that, it would suck, but there's a certain camaraderie in it if all the dudes in town have that job, you know?
Yeah,
I
like-
feel like if you're like the douchebag that works at the grocery store, it's like you're not one of the coal miner
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
You know?
You just a bag jockey bagging up
Yeah.
my beer.
Oh, you
when I
like
get
it
done
on the
with my
surface
shift.
up here?
Breathing all that air.
Overworlder. Yeah, they pick on all the people.
Oh, you
from
like the sunlight? You need the
Grounders.
sunlight on your cheeks? Fuck you. Yeah, it honestly seems like a fun time. I mean, except for when everybody
Yeah,
dies
it
and has
sounded-
chronic lung
It
issues.
sounded like horrible, tragic shit down
but
there.
it's a shared trauma.
I hadn't thought about the camaraderie. It's like being in the military with a
Yeah.
group of guys. You know, you're bonded. You're trauma
Bizzle
bonded.
talks
or
about
whatever.
how much the military sucked, and then all he does is talk about
how great it was. Yeah.
how great the people were. You know,
Yeah.
so I think you could acknowledge the coal mine sucking while going like, coworkers rock. You know,
Yeah.
they were
Good
in
team,
there.
good team.
Yeah, they were coughing up blood with me way down there.
Yeah, I wish he would have lived longer so I could have asked him
Yeah.
about his
His
coal
adventures.
mine. If I had ever been like, hey, Grandpa, what was the camaraderie like in the coal
Yeah.
mine? He probably would have beat me.
Yeah.
From all stories I've heard, not a nice man. Not a very pleasant, talkative individual.
You know why? Because he was talking to a bunch of overworlders.
Yeah.
Like if you had been down there, it's
How long
probably a
have you ever
different
been
guy.
in darkness?
You've never
Yeah. I
even
don't
mined
know,
off
12
single
hours?
rock.
I bet you
could
deep down
tell.
there by the down there where the warmth of the core of the earth is, I'm sure he warmed up nicely.
Yeah.
It was probably
The earth is the surface is so cold. Almost 80 degrees out.
Sometimes I imagine I'm in the mines to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. He could always carry a little piece of coal in his pocket to remind him what it's like
Yeah.
down there. Little sleep blinders. Wear to bed.
I was looking at a bunch of those
Yeah.
videos of like people passing through. It was like documentary series of like West Virginia and a lot of like Appalachia where they just rely on the coal mines and stuff. And the
Probably
people
know more about my family than I do. Oh, damn, I need to watch something like that.
the people do
Your
seem
heritage, dude.
genuinely nice, but they're like that it's a trap, you know. It's like the worst trap there is where like the coal
Like a
mine is
Goosebumps
slowly
city.
getting shut
Well,
down.
it's also,
but
it's like
it's all
you
they
get-
have to rely
You
on.
get coal mine money.
Yeah.
Spend in the
Yeah.
towns where it's like it's
But that's all they
don't
got.
go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what are you gonna do? Spend that somewhere else?
And they're working the mines less and less, you know. That sucks.
But you've seen Zoolander, right? I mean,
Yeah.
some of it seems fun, like the pranks you can pull and stuff. I just imagine he was like that Zoolander's dad, kind of that type, you know, just go work in a coal mine, go to a bar.
You thought he was John Voight with a wig on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he have that insane hair that John Voight had?
I've seen literally like one picture of the dude, and he had not John Voight wig hair. It was like a buzz cut, but
Yeah.
it'd be cooler if he looked like that. You know,
I'm
you
actually
always want
very
your
surprised
grandparents to be
John Voight
cooler.
took that role.
Why?
It's
Yeah,
a
because isn't he like a staunch like
douchebag.
conservative?
Oh, is
yeah.
he a douchebag?
Political
Also,
affiliations
isn't he
aside, he's an
Angelina
asshole.
Jolie's dad.
Yeah. First and foremost, he's an asshole. There's people that are.
First and foremost, he's Angelina Jolie's father. Okay?
Yeah.
Then he's an asshole. Then was he? What else? Is he Nick Cage's dad in National Treasure? Or is he in Tomb Raider? I don't know. This isn't important. But that's what he is third.
Yeah.
And fourth, I don't know. He's in Zoolander and some other shit.
Yeah, mostly he's Zoolander's dad.
Yeah, he was really good. And Vince Vaughn was really good as his brother.
Yeah.
Very convincing.
Or have you seen that movie Anaconda? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yes,
wow, I
dude.
watched that when I was very young. I don't remember.
I used to think that movie was
or am I
awesome.
crazy?
No, he was not in that.
He was?
But-
Okay, he was in Snakes on the
No,
Plane.
John Voight has like
I gotta
this
look up who's in
awesome
Anaconda.
accent in that movie.
What does it sound like?
Yeah.
You would have to look up a clip of this motherfucker talking. I have never heard that accent before in my life. I don't know what he's supposed to be, but
Movie as a child really made me think that like big snakes would be a bigger problem in my life growing up than they ever were.
those are like famous
Oh.
tweets. People always talk about like I thought
like,
quicksand would be
yeah, quicksand or like spiders, ice cubes in it.
lava flows. I thought
awesome.
lava flows
Owen
would be a
Wilson's
bigger
in
issue.
it. I forgot about that. Jesus,
Dude, that movie was big, man.
Which one? Anaconda or
snake.
Snake on a Plane?
No, Anaconda.
Anaconda.
I fucking vaguely remember that movie, but
I remember the snake is like
so big, yeah. Remember being
It's
so
much
huge.
larger than you'd expect.
If it was smaller, I don't think they would have made a movie. I think it would have been possibly like
About a gardener snake.
yeah,
garden
around.
maybe like a TV show or something. But
Well, they're going
full
for the
length feature
Jaws
film,
type,
definitely
like,
huge.
creature. This animal's big. Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder what we could do next. Maybe a really big wolf movie.
You know what, the creature feature film genre,
It's dying.
not dying, dude. They brought back that Meg movie.
Oh, true. The
Big
Meg
shark.
with the trench or whatever.
Now
just
they
came
have
out.
fucking cocaine bear, and
Well,
they're
those
doing,
are all though. Like, I guess those are in the same vein where they're like ridiculous and campy. But I feel like Anaconda wasn't as self-aware. I mean, maybe it was. I don't remember the marketing. But like Meg 2 and like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, they know they're catering to. I'd love a real serious, some good actors, creature feature. Maybe like a new Tremors.
what
or
creature?
something.
Yeah, well, they
Like I
ran
said,
out,
maybe
man. They
like
got
a-
spiders. They got
Maybe like a huge house
Snakes.
cat or like an eagle. An eagle that's the size of the ones from Lord of the Rings. That could be scary.
Ooh.
Or a big bat. Something in the night probably would be more. Big owl.
like a big possum.
Yeah, like a huge. I mean, a possum that size of a dog would be scary.
Dude, honestly,
I mean, they're
like
already a little freaky the way they hiss at you and stuff.
there's some girls out there that are into, they think rats are cute and they think possums are cute, and I feel like that is a
Isn't Nick's really into possums? Or?
yeah,
she likes
that's a
possums.
weird. That's weird, dude. That's a red
They are.
They're
flag.
just weird little
huge.
harmless guys. I don't know.
They're a little
Yeah.
bit harmless, but they kind of look like demons. Like
they
the
do
way
look
their
fucking
mouth
creepy.
Their mouth
goes
opens
way back.
Yeah.
It's way
an
too big.
alligator.
Yeah, it's way too big.
I had one in my backyard not that long ago. Two of them, and Pip was getting too close for comfort. I don't want to deal. You know, I don't want to deal with the adult situation of what if it bites my dog. Do I have to just immediately old yeller him, or do I take him to a vet? You know, there's a lot of options that I'm not ready to.
Doesn't your dog have
What
shots or
horses-
something?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna let that dog turn me. So I just got to figure it out quick. Like, what's the best course?
I think
Also,
Old
just
Yeller is
blasted
the-
at the time. So
Oh.
if you ever, that's my one fear when. I mean, I really have not been smoking much lately, like weed.
Yeah.
You know, you guys know I'm just on cigarettes now.
Yeah.
But much healthier. But the worst thing that happens when I get high is I always think, what if
An emergency
I had to
happens.
go to what if I had to go, to the hospital right now? Or what if my dog gets an injury or so? How am I going to drive to a vet 20 minutes away?
You know, I think honestly
Uber.
that might be why I kind of retain like an even like I don't get blasted on anything. Like I'll drink, but I've never like go to excess because in the back of my mind I'm like, what if one of the kids just like wakes up with an emergency?
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to fucking slap myself in the face,
You always just stay on the edge.
cold water on my face, and go, all right, let's go, let's do this.
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
really don't like about, because even worst case, you're pretty high. I don't like driving high at all. I never do, but I mean, you could probably get somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you're on acid or mushrooms or something, I mean, good luck. Like, I don't. That's why I don't like being completely out of my mind
Incapacitated.
with that kind of stuff. Even when we were camping, I'm immediately thinking, okay, we are very far from a hospital. We are incredibly far from anything.
I'm glad that happened, but I would not do that again under any circumstances in my house.
I wish we had done it earlier in the day. I wish we had done it. Well, the sun was more out, and then it was over when I went to bed.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've talked about 100 times. I'll talk about 100 more. But one of the worst experiences of my life, going into that tent with you two raving lunatics in there, and Bizzle coming outside and being, hey, man, if you stay out here, you're going to freeze to death. You need to get in that tent. I'm like, oh, fuck. And how the world felt so big, and that tent felt like it was the size of a fucking teacup. And having to climb in there, and then Ryan, you just scooting around. It felt like you were running laps around me. And I was in my little fucking sleeping bag going basically nonverbal. And Sam is, recording me the whole time. Like,
yeah. When you said, you're like, please just don't record me. Of all things, do not record me.
It was what I prefaced the entire thing with. And I look over and you're like you're like Blair Witch Project recording the scene. Like, this is going to end up in a found footage movie.
He also didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, you're in a different
horizontal.
world.
I'm horizontal. Like, you say I'm sitting there holding it. I was incapable of sitting up. That's how fucked up I was. So I was like laying sideways with it held up,
just staring. I don't even think you knew
it was mostly
on.
If it makes you feel any better, there was almost no visual. It was just there for audio because Brian was just
talking about Kazam
going crazy. He
yeah.
was going on his Kazam
little grease Paul Mateo.
No, but there was some
good. That was funny. Like, it definitely was.
It was a fun time.
I was cracking up during it. Yeah, I just also always think I pissed my pants. I always get the sensation that I pissed my pants. I hate it. I don't like that. Or I shit myself, which is worse.
You mean on shrooms?
Yeah,
you feel
any
like
psychedelics. I always feel, and I've definitely talked about this before, but one of my first times doing it at my friend's house, I never get strong visuals, even when I'm really it's just more like sensations.
Yeah.
And the only time I've ever fully seen something is I was sitting on his couch and I'm like, well, I definitely pissed my pants. I'm fully convinced in my head. I'm not talking about it with them because everyone else is having a good time. It's like 8 people there, but I'm like, oh, I pissed. I've left it. And at one point I realized, I just got to stand up and check. I got to put my hand in my pants. And I stood up and turned around and I saw a puddle where I was sitting. And I reached down and felt it, and it was completely dry, and then it was gone. I had completely just psyched myself into fully seeing a little puddle of piss.
Okay, well, I was going to say that's actually just sleeping bags, but no, if you're experiencing it in a living room.
It's in even sometimes when I get really high, like on that Uber ride where the Uber driver was
you thought you pissed
kind of
yourself
confronting
there?
me. No, I was a little like, did I shit my pants, or is there just a little bit of sweat in my ass?
Yeah, is it like a fear of yours? Like,
it's a horrible fear. And it's not like based on, one time in school I shit my pants and everyone called me Shit Pants McGee or something.
Yeah.
It's
0% chance, that's why.
Yeah, that never happened. Don't even Google that. It's not in the newspaper. But I just don't. I think it's just one of my most. It's so bare, to shit your pants in front of a stranger or piss your. Also, I've talked about this before. I'm a piss shy person in terms of even just at a urinal. I don't like peeing. I have a hard time just pissing. So it's like, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate, just pissing my pants in front of someone.
I think you were gone like when I was talking about this last time, but there is a great, it was when Charborg was here. There's a great photo that Lettuce has of you where you say like, I don't like to piss at urinals and stuff, but I've never seen someone more comfortable. It's you riding a piss, dude. You're like, your hands on your hip, your one hand's on the wall, and you're leaning into a piss at a urinal, and you're like,
how drunk was I?
You were drunk as shit.
Okay, then I'm completely, that takes away my,
dude,
my
you
kind
were
of cardinal fears of like, of course.
You were leaning
I'm
into it, dude.
sober,
I've never
it's-
pissed that comfortable at a urinal before.
I know.
Well, that's why that's why people get drunk, to loosen their inhibitions, so I can speak to women, so I can piss at a bar, so I can do
Look guys in the
baseline
eye.
human things. Yeah. Make eye contact, talk to a bartender, get my hair cut.
No.
Ask the waitress what I really want. I have to be hammered.
Get out of bed.
Yeah, have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, wake up.
Bring Pip outside. All those things require a certain
Make
blood alcohol.
cereal. Yeah.
My mom's the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I've heard no cautionary tales from your mom's side lately, so
You know,
I'll keep
the
it
doctor
on.
said if she would have been in the hospital 2 weeks ago, that she would have been fixable. So as long as you keep an eye on
Well,
stuff,
I'm also
you should
like
be
your
fine.
mom in that I haven't been to a doctor for a non-emergency in 15 years.
Yeah,
I
my
don't
mom
go
always
to
told me,
doctors.
she's like, unless bone is sticking out of the skin, you're not going,
Well, that's
dude.
what my family is. They're just always
If only the
fucking
liver
like that.
bone was sticking out.
Yeah, I
caught
know.
that
Like
early enough.
if I could see my liver, like bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
And I have been drinking substantially less just because I'm trying to work out. So I know it just completely counteracts.
Dude, it fucks you up. It fucks you up bad.
Especially, do I love Voodoo Ranger, but it's probably not the
TM.
lightest beer.
No.
Because you can taste it.
Yeah.
It's not a goddamn, 80-calorie beer. I can't be pounding those things and trying to work out. I'm just going to be at baseline.
What sucks is like you would be astounded at how much one beer fucks you up.
I know.
And
Yeah, I know.
because who the
I
fuck
need like
drinks
8
one?
to feel
Yeah.
drunk, even a little. So it's like, I know it sucks. It does suck.
It's a big
and also,
balancing
I can't
act.
just be like,
the science
I'll just
behind it,
smoke
yeah.
weed because I get the munchies so bad. I can't just. I also can't be smoking when I'm trying to work out.
You know
I have
what?
to just be a
Honestly,
sober, regular person.
on the other side of that, now that I started working out like a year ago, and I was like trying to really stick to it. And it's not the working out that's the difficult part. It's all the shit that goes with the recovery. And the people that are truly jacked to hell and back, even if they're doing steroids and stuff, their life sucks. Their life fucking sucks, dude. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, they have to eat. Like, they can't go out and eat at a restaurant. They have to just eat
5,000
like
calories of gruel.
Yeah,
every day.
just
I gotta
boiled
fucking eat
chicken
my
and-
protein schlop.
Yeah, they just eat dog shit every day, and it's so consistent. They
Just eat
can't eat
chicken.
sugar and stuff, and it's like
I
it
mean,
just seemed like it
yeah.
would be way more fun to be
Well,
like a power lifter where you can just eat garbage
Yeah.
and
I'm
try
not
to
trying-
hit big
well,
number.
and then you see lettuce try to walk up a flight of stairs, and you're
Yeah.
like, "Ah, I don't
He's
really
just
want
like,
that either. I think the ideal. I have a friend he was always an athletic freak in our school. I mean, he's hit puberty in 5th grade and he started just working out hardcore, probably stunted his growth. I'm a little taller than him, so one of us wins ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's completely switched from basically powerlifting stuff into pure calisthenics and CrossFit. And he's not nearly as big as he used to be, but he is just
the
a
stamina now,
goddamn.
man.
He's a beast. Yeah, he can run for fucking ever, ride a bike forever, all this stuff. I'm not trying to. I will never be like him. I don't have the drive. I simply don't. But I want to just.
A fraction.
I think I'm the first guy to ever gain weight when I got my wisdom teeth out. Like I gained 10 pounds from just eating
milkshakes and
damn
milkshakes.
acai bowls. I'm like, oh, it's fruit. It's healthy. I just get a fucking huge one, eat that twice a day. Just sit on my ass for a week. I felt horrible at the end of it. So my ideal fitness journey would just be I look a little better because I've always basically just looked like this since for my entire life. I've just had the same body.
yeah.
I have the body of a little boy, and I need the body of a little man.
I've I think everybody knows this. There's a huge video evidence of it over the years, but I
I don't remember what it
fluctuate
used to
up
look
and
like.
down.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
fat and I get skinny. I get fat. I get skinny. And
It's weird.
you know what? I
You
do
look good.
right now. I'm on the downswing. I'm losing weight.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
But it's only.
But
a matter
I'll
of
go
time.
back up.
Good.
Yeah.
I like
I'll
the
go back up.
glasses. I like the weight.
Thanks.
If I was Abby, I'd give you a blowjob tonight. Blowjob Friday.
Clip that.
Yeah.
Somebody clip that.
Blowjob
Send
Friday.
that to her. Email that to the
I'd
merch
have to be
email
a crazy,
address.
stupid bitch. I'll give you a head tonight. And you can quote me on that. Yeah. I hope to meet Abby one day and hope she does not know anything
Any of the
about
shit you
me
said?
or any of the just times I talk about her on here. Seems like a lovely woman.
No, she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. She really is nice. And you know what? Bizzle, I think, was like, I don't know what he was expecting with her, but he was like, yeah, you give her way too much shit. I just give her shit all the time, but she is the perfect trad wife. Let's be honest. She's up there making fucking hamburger buns for tonight. We're having hamburgers on the griddle, dude. She's making sweet rolls for tomorrow night. She's like up there just baking loaves of bread and shit. And just it's like she's like the pioneer woman up there, dude. I go up those stairs and she's doing something with an apron on.
Future in my house.
Yeah.
She's gonna have cybernetics. She's gonna be probably have an art degree.
Yeah.
Not know to cook. God. I mean, I can't do it.
Well, actually, you know why Abby's cooking up there?
Anyway,
because she has an art degree.
Yeah.
Side effect of having an art degree is you kind of have to be a stay-at-home mom.
Does she ever still draw? Does she ever still paint?
No.
You need to give her time to work on her hobbies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, why would I? She's working on I think those hamburger buns are works of art. Is what I tell her. I
Does
don't,
latte
Wow,
art
this is
every
the-
time. You just haven't
Yeah,
noticed.
masterpieces.
Beautiful. It's a
she
beautiful
tries
heart
to
with
do
an arrow
the-
through it, and you're like, stir this up.
she tries to do the foam art. Not quite there yet, but she's like, I think this one kind of looks like it's more like when you see an animal in a cloud.
What?
She'll give me
yeah.
like a latte, and she's like, "This one might be like an elephant or something." I don't know.
What do you see?
Yeah,
It
what do you-
determines
yeah.
your psychology.
Yeah,
Two bears wrestling.
yeah. I see those ovens aren't preheated, and there ain't no buns in them, right?
I saw a funny. I don't know if you guys are of the age or era to like if you use Snapchat a lot, but I love still having Snapchat because I don't send anything on there ever, look at people's stories, but just the memories because I've had it for so long. It's just really funny.
The
to see,
memories.
like,
I thought everything got deleted after. I never used it. I thought
if you save it to your camera roll, you get memories. So like,
oh, okay.
it's just I find it interesting. Even today, I've on this day for like 8 years for some reason I took a picture. Or 4 years ago, 6 years ago, my friend's like fucking out of his mind, drunk or whatever. But I got one the other day where I had done latte art at my first cafe job, and I was just so young and innocent that I was, the caption was like, "Oh, this kind of looks like a tree." Looking at it, it looks exactly like a butt plug. I just had never seen one and I had no idea. I sent that to like 50 people. I'm like, I bet a lot of people are like, "Wow, dude, that." It's almost like I knew what I was making. It looks exactly like a butt plug.
You should share that
And
memory.
I was
with
like, it's
everyone.
kind of a tree. And then there's a funny one today. It's a kind of you had to be there. I feel like I wanted to post it, but I'm like, this is stupid. But it's just my friend and I at a bar 5 years ago or something, and a guy is just showing us his camera roll, and the caption's just, "This guy is a monkey," and my friend's the only one talking the video, and he's the same way as me. Like, we just get drunk and then are just way too, like, we just become fucking suckers at a bar. We're just too nice and everything. And just the way he's talking about this guy's monkey is so funny. He's like, "Dude, this is a gorgeous monkey. Your monkey is gorgeous. You are a badass, man. What is your name? What is your name?" The guy's like Cannon.
Yeah.
Like, the guy doesn't give a shit. And I looked at his camera roll. I paused it. It's just 100 pictures of this guy's monkey.
Wait, he just brought it to a bar?
It's like one of those little monkeys. Yeah.
Oh, the ones
It
that
blew
have
my
like
mind.
the fez hat and the little vest?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, those rock.
Wait. The little tiny ones?
Oh.
No, not like a movie monkey, like those little ones that are like the size of a thumb. I don't know what they're
Oh,
called.
yeah. Okay. I know
They
what
have
you're
less
talking about.
of a soul, and
Yeah.
they probably couldn't, talk on a banana phone or something. They're less intelligent as
Yeah.
they seem.
Are they the
but
ones with
they're-
the giant eyeballs? I forget
Yeah,
what those
what
things
kind of
are.
monkey?
Oh, they're still they're like
No,
little tiny
okay.
ones. They kind of have like a slick back hair look.
Oh, not pushback,
No.
but
Yeah,
slick.
no.
So they're little
Okay.
douchebags.
It's just slick.
Yeah.
back, homie. I'll show you a picture.
This guy brought this little piece of shit monkey.
Little monkey.
Yeah.
I
to
can
this
find-
bar.
Well, he was. I don't think he even brought it because he was showing us pictures. I think he had just brought up that he had a monkey and was
Wait, this fucking guy
like
has a
bragging about
monkey, brags about it, doesn't even bring it into the bar. What the fuck?
Also, I don't like people like you shouldn't have a monkey in Indiana. And also this guy, I mean, what does this guy know about having a little monkey? That monkey's probably dead. I knew like this sorority girl that had sugar gliders. She had
What?
4 of them. What the fuck are you
That
doing
was
with
a
those?
sugar glider. It's like a snail.
It's like a little flying squirrel, but different.
Big eyes.
Like a little flying. It looks like a little flying chipmunk thing. Little monkey size of them.
I had like a
What the fuck are these little monkeys called? Oh yeah, it's kind of. Oh, it's like a marmoset.
little marmoset. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those things rock.
I mean, of course, too. Like, I want a monkey. You know, every
sure.
dude wants a monkey.
Well,
like,
of course you're gonna sit there and go, I don't think you should have little monkeys like that
small?
because you don't have one, you know. But
you should. Well, I was probably trying to fucking work an angle of like, you trying to offload monkeys? Like,
I'll take
you.
it. Yeah.
I got like a monkey guy. Like, I can fucking.
as long as he can be trained to sit on my shoulder and not shit down my back, I would definitely get a
Well,
little.
again,
monkey.
I have so many bugs in my hair, and if it could just sit there and pick out all the little bugs in my hair,
The lice, yeah.
yeah, a little. We have symbiotic relationship right there. I give it protection from something.
Pip.
Monkey hunters, poachers.
You train Pip to always be on like the kill if he
leaves his shoulder,
jumps
goes on the
down.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was this lady that worked like across the cubicle area from my mom, and she had when I was just like a little kid, she had this like 3 squirrels that would just crawl around her cubicle, and she would just take them out and be like, "Hey, you want to see the squirrel?" And it would just like crawl up your arm, and I'm like,
No, I don't.
I didn't know if I was misremembering or if I was crazy or it was just this one time. And my mom's like, no, she just had a cage in there with like squirrels in a normal ass office building.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Time.
She bring
Different
the cage
time.
home? Or she
That was
sleep
before
there
it was
overnight?
like corporate. I
Before
guess
they
you
went
could
woke.
just have
Not having a goddamn squirrels
yeah,
in
it
your
was
office.
it was a family owned
PC.
business, and then it got bought up by BB&T.
Big business.
Yeah.
My little sister found a baby squirrel in the yard, and we had it for like 3 weeks, and it was cool. We named it Earl because I was doing a rewatch. My name is Earl, so I go, my name is Squirrel. I just want to be a better person, you know. It was killed. That joke killed with me.
Yeah,
And
Always left
it
me
would
beat
just you
red.
would just like put your arm out and climb up. You just sit there. It was like a little. It was the closest an Indiana kid could get to having a pet monkey, and I mean, because in a way they are like marmosets. And then I think we just released it at a park or something because we shouldn't. You know, how long does this go? How long do we keep this squirrel? We're not going to be those people that have an adult squirrel, are we? I mean, I wish we had been, but which is weird because my mom has had pet raccoons and probably possums and shit, but a squirrel, no, we got to release that. It might be illegal also.
what to have
There's, like,
a
weird-
baby squirrel?
To like just
Keep one, right?
I know
Or
there's
something?
some animals like that you shan't keep.
Yeah.
The law dictate. I don't know if squirrel. I don't know why they're like vermin though, kind of. Some people say so. I don't know why you couldn't. You can kill them and eat them. I think you should be able to have a pet.
You know,
really
you
know.
say
If
that
anyone
until
out
all
there
of a
is
sudden
a
one attacks
Squirrel
somebody.
lawyer or something.
I
Attack
know-
somebody. I mean, you give it its proper shots. What you just get a little nibble on you. Like it's not gonna kill you.
Hey, what do you bring a squirrel to the vet and go, yeah, dope him up with
They give him the anti-rabies shit.
Yeah, give my squirrel some fucking
You're
vaccinations.
telling me if you put a dog rabies shot in a squirrel, it wouldn't work? I mean, I don't know the science, but it's got blood.
That's true. Yeah,
It's got veins and stuff.
everybody got blood, man.
You should put a little dog heart in the squirrel body. Really Frankenstein this shit out. That way I can take vaccines. But
When I was, I know I've told this story before, but we're talking about baby squirrels.
that's all we do on
Yeah.
this podcast. I mean, I've been starting to preface it with that. Like people are gonna give a
I've
shit.
said
They
this
don't. They
before.
still
It's just
go,
a fucking. It's just a
told this
link of
story.
webs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our fucking. Let us work, okay?
Yeah. Let us work.
Sorry,
man.
go on. Tell it again.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, a fucking branch fell out of a tree, and it was some baby squirrels that was their nest. We sat there and waited. No squirrel came to pick up the little babies. These were like they needed to suckle on the
little
teat
jelly
still.
beans.
They were completely hairless. Yeah. And so I gathered them up into a little terrarium I made with like a little, leaves and stuff, some water, I guess. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, we need to bring these to the animal hospital. So I brought them down there. And the lady was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'll take care of these. And she took the
Dropped a
box,
big rock on it.
walked it back through like one of those kitchen doors that like swings. And she walks through. And then when it went to go swing back open from the momentum, I saw her just dump the box into a fucking, there was like a snake terrarium back there. And she was just like, dunk, 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 like dumped them in there, like dinner bell, motherfucker. And then gave me back my shoebox. And I just kind of like, I didn't say anything. I just took my box and went out to the car. And I was like, Mom, I am 99% sure that lady just fed those squirrels to that snake.
That would destroy me as a kid. I'd be inconsolable.
Well, man,
I had already lost all my emotions before that because I only like a year before that I had gotten my BB gun and my neighbor was like, shoot that little bird, shoot it. And I was like, all right, man, I got it. And I sat there and I pumped this air rifle. It says pump it 5 times. We would pump it 12, 13 times. And I shot this little songbird. I'm sure it's illegal. Like this little parakeet type songbird. Completely obliterated it. Did like a through and through, and it was sitting on a little branch, and its feet held on, and it literally just like hung. It fell backwards.
Big X's
and then
on sides,
and then but its feet held on, and so it was just upside down on the branch, dead, and it was just dead quiet. And my neighbor goes like, I can't believe you did that. I was like, motherfucker, you told me to shoot him. And now I feel horrible. But after that was my first kill, you know?
You're a hunter.
And that was
now.
the last time I felt something.
I lost all emotions.
I felt horrible, but that was the last time I felt horrible.
We've definitely gotten it. What's even the point in prefacing it? I'm sorry, patrons. You know the deal. I think you've told that story before, and I probably have then immediately followed it with one time my older brother's friend put an M80 in a dead possum's asshole and blew it up in our yard. And they found the nutsack afterwards, found the testes and everything. And it's like they were just all fucking cracking up. And
it's horrifying.
It was like I was in goddamn Vietnam.
Yeah.
Seeing that. You know, it's like I watched a goddamn IED blow up.
There's that moment where you're a young guy. Brian hasn't experienced this because you never had like dudes doing dude stuff around you, right? Growing up?
Not really, no. Yeah.
Not really. But there's always that moment where like my uncle,
we didn't have firecrackers.
or no, it was my dad killed a boar and he's just like gutting it and he just like pulls the intestines out, throws them on the floor, and like just seeing like a living thing get disemboweled as like a 6-year-old, you're like, holy shit, like damn.
They did do it was cooler than blowing up animals, but they would always do that thing where they shoot an arrow up in the air and then catch it on the way down. And I would never do that in my life, but I thought that was cool, and they did that.
Fucking miss.
Would you guys go? How about this?
Awesome. And I lost respect.
Now that you're adults, would you guys go on a hunting retreat?
No.
Nah,
I went hunting one time and I hated it.
Really?
Did you kill it?
Dude, my mom is like my mom's a vegetarian for life. Like, got all sorts of animals and shit. Like, my mom's too deep in me for me to ever probably actually hunt something. And I just don't, I don't want to go on a hunting trip. When I was young, there's a couple times where I'm like, it'd be pretty cool to kill like a lion.
Yeah.
Or, something. But
no, not something like that. Something I can eat.
Like a
but
deer
I'm like
you can eat lion.
I'm just modern. I'm a modern evil person where I don't want to see the
I'd
things
rather
get
shoot
killed.
a drone
I just want to
strike
eat
at
it.
someone, or I don't want to hunt.
I'd rather hunt for deals on these.
Now, if I had a lightsaber or something, I'm a man of the future. If I had a lightsaber, sure, I'd cut a deer's head off just to test the power of it.
Yeah.
Just to see if it pure cauterizes or what. But
Like
I'm not going to, psycho. I'm not going to go out hunting now. Vermin stuff. The other day, I am a pussy in some regards when it comes to creature life. I don't think that's I'm empathetic. And we just put up I'm limiting a screen in our garage so when we're working out there, bugs don't get in. And the top of it, it's a horrible design for the thing. It's magnetic, so every time the garage door goes up, it sticks to it and goes up, and then when it comes down, it pulls on it. So where we glued it to the ceiling is come undone, and for some reason, big bugs just are now like, I'm going to crawl through that little hole. I don't even know how they get up there. But there was a praying mantis in there the other day, and my roommate just had to like crush its head. And then I was working out, and there was a grasshopper like this big. It was massive, stuck to it. And I was like, my roommate's not home. The man of the house isn't home. So I'm like, oh my God, and I go over there and I try to pull on its little legs. And I also hate, my mom's like, it's like fluttering, like flutter phobia, like our chickens and shit. I don't like when things like, it's not like a big deal, but it's creepy. It's freaky. And the grasshopper's like going fucking crazy, and I'm trying to pull on its little legs. And so I just grabbed a rag, and I was like, I'm so fucking sorry. And I grabbed it and pulled it off, and I heard it pop.
Oh.
And then I put it outside, but there's no guts in the rag. So I think it's airy enough. And then I had this horrible moral decision where it's just on the ground, kind of like, but it's still walking, but it's got a huge dent in it. And I'm like, bugs are weirdly resilient. Do I just let it live? If I kill it, is it not a mercy? And for 5 minutes, I'm just out there like, I don't know. And is it suffering? And do bugs even suffer really like we think? Like probably not. But also, do I is it better if I crush it or do I let it go? It's really a trolley problem for me.
And Pip ate it.
And then and then I ran over 3 people with my car. But no, I'm like, I just didn't know what to do, so I let it go forth and hopefully prosper. But I probably just crawled around for a little bit and then died slowly.
I have to call in. You said you have your roommate as a man of the house. I also have that fear of
There's 2 men in this house. My roommate.
I have a fear of the fluttering as well. And for me, it's like if I see a big fucking roach, the ones that like, sometimes when you go to like stomp on it, they like see it coming and they go, I'm going to fly.
Yeah.
And
birds freak me out too. They're just like, what do you, calm down. You can't reason with the bird.
Freaks me out. For sure.
My mom used to have it really bad, and she completely exposure therapied herself because she was horrified. She had it to a different level where butterflies, like a butterfly would get near it. She'd be like, Jesus Christ, like ducking and stuff. And she lives in the fucking woods with creatures everywhere. Yeah. And then the chickens really helped her get over it because they were just basically pets. They would be in the house. She'd be like rocking them, and they would, And then we went to the Indianapolis Zoo, and they had an exhibit where you could go in this garden and butterflies are fucking everywhere. And she had basically like a panic attack in there into like, okay, it's never going to be worse than this. Yeah. And then it kind of fixed her.
And then one landed on her glasses, and she saw that SpongeBob zoom in of
its face.
Its face and everything.
Down the city.
Yeah. Doing this little mouth and everything.
And they're creepy. But
have you seen those videos? You said you were talking about praying mantises earlier, feeling bad about crushing one of those because
I was like, well, you're like its wife because they, when they mate, they like crush the mate's head.
I was about to say, if you've ever seen like praying mantises, like how they hunt, how they mate, and everything, those things are brutal. They are like, honestly, I don't feel bad killing them because they're cool. They're cool,
insect,
but their
cool factor
horrific.
Helps you, like
They're like the Scyther of
they're
insects.
like Pokemon.
Yeah. But they're also fucking horrific. There's like a famous video of one of them eating a bumblebee, and it's eating it like face first. And so like the bumblebee's like getting its eyes eaten first, and it's just sitting there going like,
if you ate it ass first, it'd be in pain longer.
But
hey, mercy kills.
Yeah, like an ant. But I'm also like, I say this from like, all things, like every creature's got a soul, but I'll crush an ant. I'll crush 1,000 ants. They're a nuisance because I'm feeding this stray cat outside, and the ants keep getting in their bowl. So I'm out there, just like bang, bang, bang. I'm lighting them on fire. I'm shooting them with guns and stuff. Like, I'm really hating these ants. But a grasshopper, it's gotten bigger, so it's got more of a soul. It's more of an individual than an ant is such a hive mind.
Well, you know what they say.
It's like I'd feel bad killing the queen.
Yeah.
Queen.
Well, one death is a tragedy. 1 million is a statistic. So when you're pouring that poison on the colony,
gasoline on the anthill.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad. we have a problem with ground wasps around here.
Oh, okay. Wasps and
Those
yellow
are just
jackets get
horrible,
fucked. I'll
yeah.
rip their fucking heads off. I'll
those
eat them.
things
I'll
are
do anything to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
Something about wasp, like at least bees, they're sacrificing
They're
themselves
doing a lot
to
too.
kill
I
you.
mean,
Wasps are
Yeah, and they
the
do a lot
environment.
for
They're
the environment.
pollinating.
But
They're
wasps, I feel like they'll just
making
see
honey.
you from a distance, and they're like, "I'm gonna fuck that guy up," because I don't die
fuck
after I
with
sting them,
wasps.
and I'm not even being territorial. I just want to sting somebody, and because I
creepy.
know where their nest is, I'll be fucking 40 feet away from it, not even near a flower or anything, and this guy will be dive bombing me. I'm like, what did I do to you, man?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they might
it was
remember that
fucking
last time I was
aggressive.
the one that was sniping them with raid earlier. But unless they can figure out that these things have like photographic memory, then
Oh, they
They're
know,
like
right?
crows.
yeah.
Remember, that'd
Yeah.
be really scary. I really want one of those salt. You seen those salt guns? They have the
Oh, yeah,
revolver
bug
now,
assault or
where
whatever.
you got like 6 little bug assault.
Yeah.
I really want one of those pistols for flies, but also I just know I'm
The
probably gonna.
revolver one's crazy. They're so
The
expensive.
revolver, it's so expensive. Yeah,
They're
it's way more
expensive and they take like the
salt cartridge and CO2.
yeah, the CO2.
the
I'm
revolver
gonna
ones
blast
are
fucking
absurd.
cracks in my windows and shit if I actually shoot my eye out or something.
Yeah, I would have a hard time like not having the kids get a hold of a giant orange toy looking
Yeah,
pistol.
looks,
Yeah.
I'd really try to get into all that like old western gun spinning.
Yeah, until you shoot rock salt into your fucking face.
Yeah, so I actually upshot myself and just take out part of my brain. I'm still alive. That'd be a more, humane way to just like put that in the grasshopper's mouth and blow its brains
Yeah,
out
just-
and grab it.
You know what's
Bug
weird
assault.
is now that we've had, like I told you on the phone, we had like I had a couple of hawks. It was like a boy and a girl hawk that were shacked up, and then there was a bachelor hawk that was like, "Hey, why won't you fuck me?" Like he would always just hang around the couple and pester them.
You or the hawks?
No, to the hawks. He didn't want to fuck me. I would always be up there pushing my nipple up against the glass and everything. He didn't want anything to do with me. But
unfortunate.
ever since Mosquito Joe came here and completely
And
decimated the
annihilated.
insect population,
Scorched earth.
yeah,
The world. Yeah.
I've noticed those hawks are not hanging around because the insects are gone, and so the field mice and
sad.
stuff are gone, and so the hawks are gone.
It's an
Yeah.
entire ecosystem devastated by Mosquito Joe.
Yeah,
Mosquito
you-
Joe taught you a
You
valuable
go out
lesson,
there
dude.
and it's eerily quiet. It's just no mosquitoes, no cicadas, nothing.
It's beautiful.
He
actually.
owes it to the world that when he's ready to die, he should just go lay down in a field and let his body be given to the earth. If
Yeah.
he gets cremated, he's a son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is.
He's done enough harm. He needs to become an ant colony or something. Mouse home.
Have you seen those caskets that are made out of mushroom?
Oh.
It's
Oh,
like a
that's
it's like
cool.
a big
Holy shit.
no, it's like made out of like it's like some sort of material that shrooms can eat well, and then you get inside of it, and then it's like doused in spores, and they just bury it. And
I
so
like that.
yeah, I think that sounds cool.
I think what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to just do kind of the Mosquito Joe route. I'm going to lay down in the field and I'm going to put a stick in my mouth so it's wide open, like, and
Yeah,
I'm going to let creatures crawl into me and live inside me and stuff. I'll be embalmed first, so there's plenty of room.
yeah.
And I'll just leave my entrails around near me.
At the
And then I'll just be like a big mouth. The scariest. It'll be like a True Detective crime scene if anyone rolls into it. But it's how I wanted to go.
Serial
they
killer.
would have a hard time saying that, like, they'd have to
Fulfilling
interview
my
me. I'd be like,
wishes.
I can assure you this was suicide. Like,
Yeah, yeah, he did
this
on
is how he
purpose.
wanted to go. Contorted
This
with
is
a big
wishes.
stick in his
Died
mouth.
of old age, and then this is just what he wanted afterwards.
Yeah, at the end of Diablo 2, there's like a little cutscene as Bale is going into Harrogath, and there's this guy that comes out and he's like, "Bale, you can't come here," and Bale blows him up so that he gets vaporized into mist.
That's how you want to go.
That's how I want to go.
Vaporized.
I think I'll stand up like on like the summit of a mountain or something, and then put a big stick of dynamite up my asshole. Yeah, and get vaporized into
Jesus Christ.
into the wind.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't feel anything, and You know, the top of the mountain would be kind of funny looking. They'd be trying to explain that for a while. They'd be like, why is it all red up there? Like, what happened? Somebody would test it and be like, it's human. Like, they would have a hard time trying to figure out how that happened, I think. As long as I didn't tell anybody about it. Scrub that footage.
Yeah,
As
delete
long
it.
as
Get rid of
I
that.
didn't talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
being vaporized would be the way to go.
Being vaporized is good. There's that little dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there they are.
Poindexter.
Oh my God, they're shitting.
Yeah,
You said you
he
smelled
shits or
shit
pisses.
yesterday. Did you find a shit in that room?
No, I don't think he didn't shit anywhere. I think
No, we
probably just my
discussed it
breath
was
or
Sam's
something.
balls
Yeah.
were hanging out of his underwear
yeah,
on accident.
he's fine. He's over there with Aqua's face mask.
I think I'll probably be cremated, but I don't really, save space. Or if I have enough money, I'm going full huge statue in the graveyard, and you drive by a place and you're like, damn, what happened to that? Something massive, like
Do you
big
have, like,
gargoyle
a-
statue. Plot.
Do you have like a legendary? There's always like every town has like that cemetery, the old cemetery, and then there's always like one grave that's like,
Our
that's
town doesn't have
a cemetery.
it has a cemetery, but I don't, to my knowledge, I haven't been there in a while. I don't think there's any grand. There's some sad ones where it's like, that was a baby or whatever, but
Yeah.
like there's no, nothing.
There's
nothing
like
massive.
There's one here from the 1800s that it's facing the opposite direction of all the others, and they're like, this lady was a witch.
Oh.
And there's like a lot of
That's
folklore
badass.
about her. Yeah.
I mean, it's just cool counter, to age.
Yeah.
So against
There's
the
a-
grain.
Yeah, there's a little witch lady here.
It's
and
nice that they gave her a
burial.
Okay, so they. At first, I thought you meant they buried her backwards because she was a witch. So they're like, "Fuck you, you're looking the other way."
No, I think at the time
moved
she
her
was
grave
considered a
around.
witch.
Yeah.
At
But
the
that's
time.
nice of them to even. You wouldn't even think they'd give her a grave or a headstone.
Well, there's some witches that are, considered evil, and some you seek in times of turmoil, and they help you out by giving you,
Yeah.
like a potion that ends up being different or something that turns you into
Yeah.
like an alpaca or something like
True. Emperor's New Groove.
Yep.
It's a pretty good movie.
that. Yzma's a good guy in that movie, I think.
Um,
Hold on, let me look her up. There's
She's
definitely like
hot.
some sort of folklore about her.
I
Tallahassee Cemetery.
I also would be okay being frozen. That way, if technology ever advances to the point where they're like, God, there's just not enough streamers. There's not enough podcasters out there, and they want to bring me back or
There you go.
something.
Why don't they bury people vertically, by the way? Like just dig a really deep hole and then just poke them down in there.
Because they're because dogs would eat their brains, dig in the dirt, and eat all their heads.
Well, put the feet sticking out.
Oh.
Do head
We
first.
could fit a lot more.
Yeah.
That is a nice headstone.
I know. She's got a
pretty
cool
lit.
headstone, but it's like facing, I guess, like if you're supposed to be facing north, she faces south or something. Yeah.
I'm also now realizing like I'm way too indecisive to get if I got cremated and they're like, where do you want us to spread your ashes? Like, oh boy, what a
In my
Well,
favorite bar.
Apparently, it's like a biohazard. I don't even think you can spread ashes anymore.
Oh, really?
They canceled it.
They
Really?
canceled ash.
got-
I mean,
they
if they find you spreading them, you're in trouble. You get fined.
How would you even get?
Biohazard just because all the weird shit wrong with me and my body.
Yeah.
I guess
or what?
so.
But
I
it's
don't
all
know.
dust at that
Yeah,
point.
it's dust. There's no like microplastics in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
If
get-
it's really a biohazard, they need to turn up that damn grill and bake you hotter so the ashes are more pure.
I'm gonna go to lower heat. That way, when they dump me out, it's just dust
Beef
of my
jerky?
entire skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, hotter than that.
I was thinking like you're
below
just
bone burning,
like barbecue that's been
Yeah.
on the
I
grill
look
for
like-
too long.
I look like
Oh, God,
Anakin
like a jerky.
Skywalker at the end of episode 3. They just slide me out of it.
Well, what's
Throw
funny
me
is
in the ocean. I float still. I'm just fucking meat.
if you've ever gotten cremated remains, you might think that they're just dust. They're not, dude. There's like chunks of fucking bone in there. There's teeth and stuff, and so
Oh, ew.
yeah, it is gross. Yeah.
Didn't cook
Kind of
enough.
cool though to then make something with those teeth. I don't know, like a
Yeah.
grill. George Washington had that. His teeth were made out of other
I wonder
people's
how many
teeth and
people
shit.
get their like burned up relatives and go sifting through all the ashes. I think most people don't ever
there's
open
anything
it
good
up.
in here.
Yeah. The filling.
There's a ring or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something left over.
I
But-
put it in one of those old timey gold
Sifters?
mining sifters.
Oh, yeah.
We
Go
go,
panning
what
for-
we got here?
I went panning for fillings, and
Yeah.
the rest of Grandma went down the fucking tub drain. Sorry about that.
God, she did not brush her teeth very much.
Dude, when I was a kid, we went to Dahlonega, Georgia, which was like it's like a gold mining town in Georgia, and they had one of those. They're definitely tourist traps, but you just go there and they have like all the they like buy amethysts and just mix it with like playground sand.
That.
and
Yeah, those are fun to do when you're a kid, though. They're very fun.
Me and Abby went there. That's where I proposed to her, was in Dahlonega. And while we were there, I was like, we got to go do the gold panning. And she's like, you realize that's for like kids, right? I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was the only adult sitting there going, whoa!
You put the ring
I found
in
a
there?
peridot.
I did one of those as an adult, and yeah, the little kid next to me kept being like, "What'd you get there?" Because I got the big bag, and I ended up having
fuck off,
to give.
dude.
I gave them like all the cool shit because I'm like,
I love how they're like pre-polished sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
There's definitely some that are just like, this is just a piece of quartz that was already in a tumbler that has
remember when I was
been
a
put in there.
kid. I
it's
think I
rigged.
found the gold mine of cool. You can find at one of those. It was like a little piece of amber with like an ant in it or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, like Jurassic Park shit.
Yeah.
Completely lost it. Just a little kid, like probably ate it or something. Well, my friends. Never mind.
What?
I need to stop triangulating.
Yeah, stop
no.
triangulating shit, man. Come on. But anyways,
one of
after
those
doing
ones.
that, I then like watched some, like there was some thing where a guy was showing like how to pan in a creek, like how the settlers did it. And he was like, now we first started out with a regular pan, and then they quickly realized that if you take a hammer and hammer ridges into your pan, it helps the sediment separate from that way you're not losing like gold as you're sifting. And so I quickly beat the shit out of my gold pan and got like little ridges in it. And any fucking creek that we came across in the mountains, I'd be like, I'm going panning real quick, guys.
Oh my God.
You guys go check out
Well,
that
what do you-
waterfall.
See, the
I'm going to
problem
be
is
Any
getting some
hits? Did you get
generational
anything?
wealth down
you
here.
find a flake,
my-
then you got to start looking for the vein. Then you got to start digging, and that's going to be
Mr.
if
Pocket, that's when you
I
start
was about
putting
to say,
out
if
the
that
flags.
taught me anything, yeah. And also, have you seen that movie Sisu?
No.
Have you heard about it? It's like that. It was hyped up in the fucking trailers. Like it's like John Wick if he were an old Finnish man.
Panning for
Oh,
Nazis.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I've
Cool idea. You know, should be very easy, but it starts with them doing that like fucking prospecting, and then the Nazis take his gold. I didn't think it was very good, which sucks because
You
like,
can look at the trailer and tell it's not going to be good.
well, I was like, oh, it's just gonna be cool, senseless violence.
Yeah.
But the only thing it really made me think was like, wow, this area in Finland or something, absolutely gorgeous. Just the way the landscape is so rugged, but you know, the flora is just gorgeous. And I'm like, this is a perfect place to. He has a couple of shots where he's just riding a horse with this little pickaxe. I'm like, that's the perfect life.
Yeah.
But a lot of like the Nazis in it, they died in cool ways, but they're so. Every character in the movie is so fucking stupid. We're like, it's an old man. He'll be like, like creeping past. I'm like, there's no way. Not 100 people didn't see that guy.
Yeah.
And I know it's not that. Like, I shouldn't be goddamn. I get on people for this. Where it's like, cinema sins. Like, actually.
Yeah.
But there's somewhere I'm like that. I don't even understand why they stopped shooting there. Like why they want this guy dead so badly, and it's like if they gave me a goddamn bow and arrow, I'd kill this whole guy. And it's probably low budget, but at the end there's a
Definitely.
big CGI piece where they're in a plane. In the scale of the plane, when they roll up to it, I'm like, this is a really fucking big plane. Then they're in it and they're in the cockpit and they're like, the plane's like this big. It just the CGI for it changes so much. I must have been in a bad mood or something. So I was like, this is a stupid fucking movie. I bought it on Amazon because I was like, that's like $4 more to buy it. That'd be nice to own. I'm
then
never
you
going to
turn
watch
it-
that again.
Yeah.
It's
I felt
garbage,
the same
yeah.
way about Train to Busan.
See, I like Train to Busan.
Everybody liked Train to Busan. I
love
saw
that big
nothing
dude
but
that's like bam, bam.
nothing
That
but
big
positive
brawler.
reviews, and I just watched it
Great.
and hated it, and I don't want to ever see it again.
I like the guy with the baseball bat, like Greaser or whatever.
Yeah.
I liked Zombies.
That's a zombie.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it again since the first time, but that movie did not leave me as dissatisfied. You do not want to watch Sisu then.
Cecil piss you off.
I just felt like I had like watched Train to Busan before. Like I don't know.
You probably watched things that were derivative of it.
Yeah.
Because it's the OG.
Is it the
train
OG?
movie.
Yeah.
It's the first movie with a train.
Yeah. It's
Ever.
it's the first zombie movie to be made in like the past 10 years.
It's the first zombie movie in Busan.
Yeah.
On the way to Busan.
Yeah, it's true.
And that shit has not been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Train to bust.
We don't have to get into movies, but guys, if you're a patron, watch the trilogy of Stranger Than Fiction, Into Midnight in Paris, Into Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I just did that this week. Just all perfect movies, just great stuff right there. Just really make you feel like the world's got some life left living in it and stuff. So I know you guys haven't seen any of those movies, but just really great
I
stuff.
think there's 3 Stranger
wait.
Than Fictions.
No, they're not in a real trilogy. I just think they're thematically
Okay. I was like,
They just fit well in that, like, you wouldn't expect Will Ferrell to be in this role.
yeah.
You wouldn't expect Ben Stiller to be in this role. Owen Wilson, you could see it. But it's the only Woody Allen movie that I think you can still watch.
Why not? Like ethically or?
Ethically, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen any other Woody Allen movies, really. It's my favorite one, by far.
Yeah.
I like the jazz, Parisian jazz, and the long establishing shots.
Woody Allen's
Rachel McAdams is really hot in it. Okay, I said it. That's why I like the movie so much. But go on.
Okay.
Does he act or does he make movies exclusively in no, that's Roman Polanski. That's like he's afraid to come back to the US because he's wanted,
Maybe extradited or something.
Yeah, he got extradited for anally raping a 13-year-old girl, and everybody was like, he deserves to come back here because he made Rosemary's
He made a
Baby.
funny movie.
He made Rosemary's
Well, he
Baby.
didn't make no He didn't make no Midnight in Paris.
Or
Okay.
Train to Busan.
Yeah.
train to Bustin'.
Yeah.
Train to Bustin', dude. That'd be a good porn parody where they're all running train on a zombie or something. I don't know. Monster mashing. It's a good genre.
Okay, so you said you were disinterested in a hunting retreat. What about, get this? I saw a YouTuber that all he does is he gets
What about catch and release with
no,
wild
no,
animals. Not
no,
fishing.
this is
We catch a
this is
goddamn boar.
non-live animal related.
Oh,
This is
man hunting?
that's an animal.
Dangerous
Yeah,
sport.
let's be bounty hunters. That's what we're gonna be.
I'll dress up like dog.
No, there's this guy that gets like I guess steaks that he buys I guess a license to gold pan up in the Pacific Northwest.
I do some gold panning.
Yeah,
for
and he
sure.
does
I
like
just watched
he does
two
like
good
commercial gold panning, and it seems fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'd do that in a heartbeat, especially if I could be where this guy was in Finland.
Yeah, no, this guy's like the place that he has staked out. It looks like the picturesque place where someone would go fly fishing, and he's like, "Yeah, but I'm out here to do work," and I'm like, "It looks beautiful, dude. I would love to have that as my office every day." He's out there just in like the most picturesque creeks and rivers, and they'll set up well, I think they go panning because you're not allowed to set up like any sort of permanent sifting structure or anything because it messes up how creeks and stuff and how sediment is deposited down a creek. But nerd shit, basically, yeah. But that used to be like a common thing. Is people would like divert water over and basically make like a washboard type pan, and it would just sit there and run sediment over it, and then it would drop down the gold.
Dude, what about like how they fish? You know, just throw some dynamite in little creeks and stuff and see if it blows up any gold.
That could be, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that wouldn't mess up the sediment or anything.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
work.
don't think that would mess it up any.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
we can't use dynamite,
at that
obviously, in
point,
the water, but we could do maybe C4. Do
dude,
shape charges
anything
down
to
there.
get that gold. I mean, once if I'm gonna be prospecting, I'm not half-assing it. Okay, I'm gonna be going pretty hard Also, if we find gold, I mean, there's going to be an instant moment where we realize none of us are safe from each other.
Yeah.
Like one of us is going to go crazy. I'm not saying it's going to be me.
Or what if, we talk with, to get pointers. Obviously, whenever you're doing something like this, like, hey, let's go make like a big documentary or a big video of us going gold panning. I think it would be cool. So we're, of course, going to we're going to educate ourselves a little bit. We're going to talk to someone that does panning and just get some pointers. And then what we do is after we talk to that guy, we follow him to where he has his stake, and we watch him from the distance with binoculars. And then when he has his Tom Waits moment where he finds something,
it's just like Buster Scruggs.
Yeah,
we, could
we descend down onto him.
We could
but then once we kill that guy, that's when we're gonna turn on each other. Not kill him, of course. We hit him over the head with a shovel or something like that.
We're not killing him. We're just taking all his supplies and leaving him in the wilderness.
In the woods,
we never kill.
Slathering the top of his head with honey and breaking his leg. Later. Yeah,
scalping him.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I'm looking at these pictures you posted. This is the movie. If you were a guy with a rifle,
top guy is not. He's the director, I think.
Yeah, but in that environment, if you're like a Nazi with a rifle and you catch sight of this guy for 1 second,
there's not a tree in the world.
Yeah. There's nothing for him to hide behind.
They have a tank. They have a goddamn tank.
Yeah,
there's one scene where he's just like he's just on the other side of a bank. You know what? What am I doing?
They just don't turn around or something?
It's not realistic. No, they're shooting at him, and they're I don't even care about guns, but they're using a tank turret. And the guy's got a body on his back protecting him, and it's just being obliterated, and it's not hiding. I mean, the whole movie is though about this guy basically being immortal, like because that's what Sisu means in Finnish or something. It's like he has such strong willpower to get revenge that you can't kill him. And there are some cool moments in it. There's some cool moments. At one point, they hang him and he lives. Like that.
How do they do that?
This guy will not die.
Yeah.
So they hang him the slow way, where they pull him up instead of snapping his neck. So he just pretends he's dead. And then there's a nail in the side of the board, and he digs it into his bullet hole, and gets himself some air, and then falls asleep there. And something, I think a plane flies by and the wind just knocks him down or something. It's awesome. It's a great movie, actually.
Favorite movie. It sounds like it.
I was very scared because there's a cute dog in it. Very Finnish looking dog. And people keep being like, it's a John Wick type movie. I'm like, well, that dog's definitely dead.
It's going.
Dog's definitely going to be shot.
Does it survive? Is it like the Ripley?
It does. You
Ripley
guys,
cat?
Spoilers for Sisu. Guys, sorry. The dog does survive. And I will say it was also kind of cool that I don't think he talks the entire movie. Not one time. And the dog goes, that's just another Monday. Yeah. But no, the man doesn't talk. And at the very end, he says one sentence. And you're like, this guy's kind of badass.
Have you seen...
He's carrying that gold the whole time. And he brings it to a bank. And he's like, bills. It'll be less fucking heavy. And we're like, this guy's just tough. He's just a tough. Okay.
Have you seen that movie, A Boy and His Dog?
No.
No, it sounds like it made me cry.
Movie?
It's like what a lot of the visuals for like Fallout 3 were based off of.
It's just like a hellscape.
Yeah, it's like a post-apocalyptic, and it's this guy like wandering, and he has his like a little German Shepherd or something.
So it's
with
like
him.
The Road, but with a dog instead of a boy.
Exactly. Yeah. And the dog apparently like talks, and there's like an ending monologue from the dog where this guy, I think it's like they like find these vaults.
1975 movie about a boy and a talking dog, and you think either of us have seen this?
Yeah.
No, just because it's a weird movie, dude. It's like you've seen old movies.
2480,
I've seen them. I've never heard of this.
This is a year from now. This movie's what a year is gonna look like from now.
They like descend down into a vault, and the society that's down there is controlled by women, and they just use the men for sex and I think procreation, and then they kind of like, I think they might castrate them if they're not going to use them for procreation or whatever. But he ends up like escaping from down there and taking this woman with him. And he honestly, as like it's not great storytelling, the movie. It's not like a well put together movie, but you think like, oh, they're gonna live happily ever after. You know, it's him, the woman, the dog. I think the final scene is the dog is talking. The dog does like a monologue, and he's like basically alluding to the fact that first the guy rapes her, and then the dog eats her. Like they fucking raped and ate this woman, and then it's just them like walking down the road together. And dog's like, damn, I'm full. She tasted good. And I was like, this is a fucking horrific ending to the movie.
The dog in that movie looks just like this dog from this GIF. I thought that this was that movie.
That would have been that would be awesome
insane.
if it's from that movie. No,
Yeah, this movie sounds awful.
Yeah, it's not great.
I will not be watching.
But it does have like weird ghouls and stuff in it, like Fallout
I do
does.
like ghouls.
Yeah.
Any goblins in that or
No goblins. There's like just they kind of allude to them. There's like green glowing, and they're like, oh no, the ghouls, and then they kind of hide and stuff. It
Do
has
they ever show the ghouls?
No, they don't.
That sucks.
I think it's Don Johnson playing the boy. Yeah,
And man playing dog.
Wait, Don Johnson.
it's the guy from whatchamacallit, Miami Vice, Nash Bridges, Django Unchained.
Oh, he's in the new Watchmen show too. That show rocks.
That might be his
seen that?
first ever movie role.
It's not a movie.
No, I'm
Oh,
talking
you
about
thought-
A Boy and His Dog. Let's see.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's old as fuck. He's just a boy in it.
Yeah, with a dog.
He's a young man.
It's a boy and his dog there. You can imagine an excuse for
okay,
World
so
War IV, you
horrible
can understand a
developments.
talking dog. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Well, first of all, Abby made some little like butter dinner rolls.
Mm-hmm.
They got like some sort of like honey butter on top. Damn, dude, these things are good. And they're hot as hell, fresh out the oven. It got like a little bit like a hard crust on top, but the inside is just so damn soft.
Hell yeah.
Boys, I'm telling you, Mary, in high school, straight out of high school. That's what you should do.
All right, and someone with an art degree.
Yep, no regrets. It works out 100% of the time. No, this is definitely, I'm an outlier here. All right. I recognize that, but damn, it worked out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that used to like write in with relationship advice. You know, we're not the people for that. I think mine's a one in a mill. Brian, yours is, you know, you met like one of the few rational women on Discord. Like Discord hunting for dateable women is that's a crapshoot. And then and Pooh, he hasn't realized he's gay yet. So I mean, like we're not exactly the best.
He's pretending like he likes women, but
He's like, I don't see why their pussies are so small. I wish their pussies would get longer and bigger.
I don't even get it. Like it's just like an asshole, but it looks less pleasing to the eye.
Yeah. I don't like it how their second asshole's pre-gaped.
I like to do that. That's my job.
Also, my brother went over to, you know, my mom and my grandma are in the hospital and everything. So my brother went over there to he went over there to pick up some stuff and take care of some stuff inside the house. And coincidentally, at the same time, there's legit an axe murderer on the loose.
What the fuck?
Like a legit axe murderer. Apparently, he's attacked 2 people with an axe. And then there's also a gunman on the loose. I think he might have murdered 2 people with an axe just in public. And he's on the. I'm gonna look this up because I don't want to spread misinformation unless it's like I spread misinformation for sure, but it's usually knowingly. I hate
accidentally
doing it. You get no fun out of it unless it's done with actual. No, hold on, let's see. Remain vigilant. Man attacked with axe. Another man shot on Old Bainbridge Road and Fred George Road in Northwest Tallahassee. Two men left seriously injured. Anyways, so the shooting guy was murdered. The guy that was shot died. The dude that was attacked with the axe is in like critical condition or whatever. And Old Bainbridge Road, I don't want to triangulate where my grandma lives, isn't that far of a stretch from my grandma's place.
Oh boy.
So my brother goes over there to do this stuff, and the garage doors open, and there's, because they're in the hospital, the newspapers were in the driveway, and so it's obvious nobody's there. And my brother's like, he's just like looking at the house. He's like, something seems off.
Yeah.
And he's like scared. He's like, I'm not going in there. I'm just he's like the axe murderer is still on the loose. The gunman guy's still on the loose. I'm not going in there.
They found he's
like, the house just gives off vibes like something's wrong. Something's off. And so he thinks that there's like the axe murderers holed up in my grandma's place.
I mean,
Hey, what's up?
Sorry, I was gone so long. I never do that, I swear, but I went to piss and then I farted and I thought I'm sober, but I thought I shit myself.
oh jeez.
And then I was like, well, might as well. And I just dropped an absolute, sorry, patrons, you have to hear this, just a huge one.
Man.
I already shit today. I don't even know where that was hiding, And it was pretty awesome. Easy, popped right out. Only a couple wipes. Throw a dude wipe on there at the end. Clean asshole.
No, you start with the dude wipe, then you finish with because you gotta get up with a wet asshole?
Yeah.
So I go to bed most nights.
What the fuck? No, dude.
It's not like a sopping wet wipe. Like,
no, it's not like,
your
yeah,
asshole's
but
not
you
like,
definitely pad it dry with a regular piece of toilet paper afterwards.
That's what my underwear does.
Yeah, that's the cloth for you.
My cheeks are so big I don't need any dryness in the whole part. I mean, I'd rather it stay hydrated. You want a crusty asshole while you're walking around all day?
Hell yeah, I do.
Sometimes
yes, I do.
Sometimes I go regular wet. But I normally end on wet. And once again, when I say wet, it's more like moist. It's not really
wet.
Damp. It's a damp asshole.
You know what you should do?
Damp asshole, yeah.
I found out what my grandpa did. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. When he got like older and needed more help and stuff, I would help him with like stuff that's hard for older people to do. And
jerk off.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say like sometimes like getting in the shower or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he always had like this Vaseline that was in the bathroom, and he would be like, "Don't mess with that. Like, don't touch that." Apparently, what he would do is he would like after he would shower and like clean himself off, he would just like hydrate his asshole with Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Talk about wet asshole. I mean, he's literally greasing it
Yeah,
up.
I was like, "What the fuck." Who do you even learn that from? Who just figures out, or like what's the end game? Like why does he
crusty asshole?
Why does he go like I want to lube this thing up real quick?
Probably slips the poop. I'd assume slips right out, and you.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, dude.
You know, sometimes when you've got like the shit where it's just like, man, I just keep wiping.
Yeah.
It's like sticky or something.
Yeah, it bounces right off the Vaseline.
I bet that just slips right out,
Yeah,
and
true.
he just goes.
Yeah.
Yep, all good.
Clean shit.
He puts back on
would?
his big ass pants or whatever.
Do you think you would wipe and then reapply, or do you think it's just like a one time a day thing?
It probably lasts a week. I don't know. How often was he showering? Once a day? I mean,
old
right
people, they
shower.
shower less and less, I feel like. Old people suck. They get stinky.
also, while we're on the topic of something disgusting, I used to presume everyone did this, but now when I was last with a big group of guys, I brought it up, and everyone's like, what? You guys put down a little layer of toilet paper before you shit? Or
what, in
do
the
you
water?
just-
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, what? No.
No,
Okay, I guess
people
I
do
thought
that
was much more common.
No, people do that if you're using somebody else's toilet, or if you're doing a public toilet where people can hear you. Because
Why would
then
I not give my it's for the splashback also.
yeah, no, it's multifaceted, dude. It reduces the sound because then there's something that breaks the water. it catches the turd, so you don't get poop streaks on the inside of the bowl, which is that's a fuck up.
Why would
That's
I
a
not
faux
treat
pas.
my own
Twitch
home
streaking
to
your
the same
toilet.
pleasure as I'd treat a stranger's?
Because I'm inconsiderate to myself. I'm
Okay.
self-destructive.
But it's
affecting
also the
nobody.
splashback into your asshole. Talk about a wet
That's
asshole.
like a bidet.
Wet balls.
No, to pre-prep your asshole with water before
but
you wipe.
pee a little before you shit, so you're shooting piss onto your butt,
I'm not gonna piss up into my asshole. What kind of rope do you
well,
think I'm
you're-
dealing with here?
dropping a bomb. What if
Yeah.
it's more ballish than long? It's not slipping in with ease. That's why it doesn't have to be a goddamn, fucking baseball mitt, but I'll fold a big one, set her down, and then when I poop, it catches it like a little net.
Little cradle.
And someone told me that when I was a little kid, one of my dad's friends was like, yeah, when you go in there, make sure to like throw down a little net or little nest for it.
Yeah.
Drop the eggs in the nest. I'm like, that makes sense to me. I thought
It's
everyone
because
had
he
been
didn't
doing
want
that.
poop stains on the bowl.
Yeah, you don't
I
want
don't
you fucking
drop
trashing his
poops.
toilet.
No, it's because he didn't want my asshole to get splashback. He was looking out for me.
Look, I'm just saying there's multiple reasons. I'm saying it's a no-brainer.
Really, I don't
It's a
see
great-
why you
it's a great
don't.
idea.
Then
Yeah,
it's very easy.
It's a waste of paper.
yeah.
Not a waste of paper.
It's a waste of
And
paper. The environment.
the splashback
Really not.
hydrates your asshole. So I don't know. You're
The
fucking.
splashback
That's why
on
your
my
asshole's
asshole
so
and
dry.
the-
Really
extra
not a
cut
waste
down
of paper.
trees.
2 pieces of paper will go a long way.
2 squares.
Also, 2 square,
Yeah.
double.
Wait, that's all you do? You just do the 2 squares?
I don't. I'm saying you, with your consciousness
Yeah.
and your non-wastefulness, can get away. I normally do 4 because I double layer it. Get 2 and 2, double, and then most of the time, I'm gonna be real. I'm not counting. I just grab what feels right, throw it in there, poop on it. The problem being when when you're younger and you take a really big one, you want to send a picture to your friends or something. There's
They
like
see
some
the-
toilet
you
paper in there, and it's like
pre-wiped it.
yeah, people are like, "What's going on with? Why is that toilet paper in there?" Yeah. So that is one
was there when I
downside I can
found
think
it.
of.
It was already there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. And you
Yeah,
gotta go
but-
into this whole defense.
Also,
of why
okay,
you
but
do
okay,
it.
now let's get into when you go into a public restroom. Do you lay down a top layer on the seat?
On the seat? You know what? That depends on the bathroom.
Yeah.
Any public
How public
bathroom,
it
I'm
is.
laying down.
No, like there's some
I'm
public
laying
bathrooms.
down fucking one long, one short nest.
You think really? Even at like a
Not my
nice
favorite.
restaurant?
I'm not touch. You want to get that
The critical
butt-to-butt
compound? I did
contact?
butt to butt on criticals.
You don't know what kind of freaky deaky, streamer gross boys are pooping in there.
I used
Yeah,
to
me.
not care until I saw videos of people just pissing all over the toilet seat and shit. And I'm like,
But you check
oh.
to see if it's covered in piss first.
Even if it's not,
There's
it
still,
could be
like,
silent piss. Yeah,
piss
put
particles
a black light on
on
it. There's
it.
piss everywhere.
Yeah, there's probably
Probably
like
probably gonorrhea. There's
Yeah.
probably all sorts of stuff. Butt disease. I'm just saying, you put down I'm the most protected guy in the world when I put down that nest and a layer on top and on the back. And you're in a public restroom. Sure, you don't want to be wasteful, but it's really not your toilet paper. And I know that's not a great
It's fucking one
moral
ply. Who
standing
cares,
ground,
dude?
but I do enough.
Yeah.
I
minus one
recycle.
ply.
Yeah, like I'm evening out. Probably not at all, but sometimes I burn stuff that I shouldn't. Yeah. Big plastic bottles.
Yeah.
I sometimes do a
Cans.
plastic burn to get the smell in the air,
Yeah.
but
And the green
No,
flames are so pretty. Like you can,
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if you're a patron, you should be making a nest and making a top layer.
I'm gonna go
Should
ahead
look like
and
you fucking buried a mummy in there.
Or you should stop if it's too expensive. Stop subscribing to this Patreon. Spend that money on extra toilet paper, double ply, and put a little more
Yeah.
comfort.
Yeah, have a net reserve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my foot down and say don't do that. But
Yeah.
do the toilet nest. I think definitely for sure the poop should have a hammock to lay on. I think it's courteous. I think it's hygienic. But the covering the top of the toilet, you can leave that up to your own discretion based off the bathroom that
I
you're
wouldn't
in.
do that in your own home,
No.
but if you're in a public
Like an
restroom-
airport?
if you're in a
Definitely.
porta potty and
Yeah.
you don't do that, you're actually
A psycho.
You're gonna get sick.
Yeah. Have you
Oh
ever
my
tried to do a hover shit?
Yeah, it's not cool.
It's
not
brutal, dude.
comfortable.
It's hard to do.
You know what the worst is when you're at like an airport, yeah, and there's a crack right in front of you, and it's like this guy. I just feel like everyone can look right at my penis, and then you try to hover over the seat a little bit. It's like now I'm just showing the world.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like in fear factor, and then I start getting really sweaty and hot in there because I'm overthinking it, and it's hot.
It's a
And I'm wearing my
workout. It is
airport
a
outfit.
workout to hover your ass and loosen your asshole.
It's a squat.
Yeah.
It's a maintained squat. I mean,
a maintained
and
squat,
also-
but you're
That's why you
tightening
work
some
out, man.
muscles, loosening others. Like that's an insane.
also, if you're out there and you're a guy that, stands a little when you wipe, I mean, you've got a whole other thing going with the cracks and the penis and stuff. And not saying that that's a thing you should do, standing while wiping, but some people, I've heard people out there, some people do that. So,
You know, you never mentioned the Blindsided movie thing. You
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
defend yourself. You wanted
I didn't want to
your
defend
case.
myself, but I remember I did get.
A lot of hate.
I think it
mail.
was me, you, and
Does not look
Bizzle
happy.
were laughing about how racist that movie was.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that were like, nah, man, that movie ain't racist. That's a true fucking story, man. And because that is like the ultimate pandering, like white
look
savior.
at the news now.
Yep.
Yeah. Now look. Now look who's talking.
Those fucking people played that kid so hard. They got that a conservatorship or whatever, and
Yeah.
and robbed him of all of his monies. Yeah, those people
The
were
old
scumbags. You
razzle-dazzle.
could smell it on them the second that story broke. I
Like
don't
people
know.
don't want to do
That
anything
movie-
nice. All right.
Yeah,
There's always got to be something.
people
in
suck.
It for us,
Okay,
dude.
don't you sit there and watch a movie about good people. They're lying to you. Okay, nobody's that good. You know, there's something shady going
Sandra
behind the scenes.
Bullock is. And that movie came out 2009.
Yeah.
There's a lot better stuff to watch that year, guys.
There was, that movie was huge at the time, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, these people are so
Such
great."
as
It made a shitload, right?
just Googled 2009 movies. You should have been watching District 9 or 500 Days of Summer, guys, instead. Or a lot of these suck, actually, bad year.
28 weeks
Rush
later, I
Hour
think was
3,
2009, wasn't it?
Oh. Year one.
Year one, hell yeah.
Year one, 17 again. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out that year. Hangover. I mean, come on. You could be really.
You know, I felt like
You
I
ever
was the
watched The
only
Blind
person
Side?
that didn't watch The Hangover. I've never seen that movie.
Land of the Lost came out that same year. I mean, if that's more your speed, but
Sam, you would not.
you've
like
never
it.
seen it.
No.
It's very of its time. It's it's definitely like Project X or something. I was 11, and so it was cool. I remember completely memorizing the song he plays about the tiger, and it's probably not a good movie, but damn it, that was
He was
it
11.
was.
At 11,
It was
that's
a
fair
good-
to
it was-
think it's a funny movie because
It was a
that
very
kind of humor.
it ruled watching that movie with your boys in that era.
You know what movie was the equivalent for me was Super Bad.
Probably fucking Animal House.
Superbad was good. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Super Bad
Superbad.
was.
Revenge of
Superbad
the
was
Nerds.
shit.
That was 07. Okay.
Revenge of the
Superbad,
Nerds
was
rocks.
also, yeah. Superbad was, same
I
thing.
still think Superbad's funny.
Superbad's just a better movie.
Yeah,
than Hangover.
it's definitely. It
I'd
seems
go for
like it
that.
is.
Watch it again.
Yeah.
But the director of The Hangover made The Joker, and
Wait,
the
actually?
director, yeah,
Really?
What the fuck? I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh, look at Frog, dude. Frog just got on Kinchi. He's been into it recently. What a fucking game.
Yeah.
What
that
a
game.
fuck! I love that fucking game, dude. I love it. You know what's crazy about it is the modding community on that game is like, I guess like the equivalent.
Angels.
Yeah, it's kind of like Skyrim's modding community. Like they make the game for sure because like the base game is just so difficult and so
Kind
unforgiving.
of like Alan in The Hangover. Like he really makes the movie.
Yeah, we circling back to the
then-
Hangover.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If we're just trying to stay talking about The Hangover, I mean, no, yeah, I've tried kimchi twice, I think, and I wasn't ready. I was just
I haven't played it.
You know what the
it
problem
was
with Kinchi is?
grueling.
I
It's
just bought
it's not a
it
good
'cause
stream
everyone says
game.
it's good. I haven't tried it.
It takes a long time.
But to get things going.
Not just to get things going, but a part of making your guy good and resilient is you just spend time getting your ass kicked and then you're just laying unconscious on the floor. So there's a lot of downtime
A
where
lot
you're
of, like I hired some guys. Oh, they've been killed and enslaved,
Instantly,
and now I'm
yeah.
enslaved, and like, I had no idea what I had no
the
idea how
hired
to
bodyguards.
fucking
They're not there to bodyguard you. What they're there to do is if you're going from point A to point B in Kinchi, you hire the bodyguards because when something big starts chasing you down, the bodyguards, they're your first line of defense of they get eaten while you run for the hills. They're just basically like a sacrifice on your way to a different city. And that game rocks, though, because I found out that not only does your character have faction reputation, so you can you can get positive or negative faction reputation with like the United Cities or you know, the Okronites or whatever, but they also have their own faction reputation against themselves. And so the mercenaries that you can hire at bars, they're their own faction. It's like a mercenary group.
Oh, that's cool.
And I do this dickhead thing. It's just dumb because I think it's funny. But what I like to do is I like to go out into the wilderness and get these. They're called beak things, and they're giant. What are those long neck dinosaurs called?
Brontosaurus.
Yeah, it's like a brontosaurus, but it just has like a razor beak, and it just like pecks you to death. And then even after you once you're unconscious, it still just eats you. Like you're gone. If you get killed by one of those, you're gone. And so what I do is I run out and I rope one. You know, I aggro them and I bring them back to cities, and I watch the town guard basically lose multiple guards trying to kill this giant beak thing. And my mercenaries get into the fight. They're like, hey, got to defend the town too. If they swing and accidentally hit one of the town guards, it counts as an act of aggression. And so I just started like an all-out war where the city's like, we're killing every mercenary in this entire city. And it turned into a fucking battleground. And so now I've realized I can turn factions against each other. And I'm super stoked for Kenshi 2. That's like, I don't usually nerd out on games. I know I'm like a gaming YouTuber, and this is, you know, our podcast. We all do game stuff, and we usually try not to talk about gaming shit because it's lame. But
we'd rather talk about movies.
Yeah, Kenshi 2. I'm stoked for Kenshi
2. When's that coming out?
You know, knowing that fucking game, probably 2028 or something. They have like screenshots of it, and that's about it. But
does he have like a team, or is it just him again?
I think it's just him. I don't know if he has a team.
That's the only way I ever got any gears in the first town I was in. Like creatures came in and killed a bunch of people, and I just looted. It was nice.
That's what you leave, and then you just drag people back to the town and let them fight, and then you
Are you excited for Starfield? Are you in a similar, like, I'm
it's gonna be another Fallout / Skyrim game.
I really hope it's super good, but I'm not letting myself be completely swept away with excitement by any means. If it were a new Elder Scrolls, I'd be probably crying. You know, I don't know what word I just said, but I'd be doing that. And for this, I'm just not super excited, but I will play it. And if it's really fun, I'll be pleasantly surprised. This has been a good week, 2 weeks for games. Yeah. Finally out of the drought. So, I mean,
my problem is like, part of the job.
Stars.
No, part of the job is jumping on new releases, and I just don't enough because I have a hard time getting like hype for stuff. Like I really do think Baldur's Gate would be a great game, and I need to play it, and I am kind of like excited for getting into it, but I just haven't even cracked it open yet.
Commitment. It's a time commitment. I mean, we are 60 hours into ours, and we have not beaten it at all. We're
100 and what?
60. We're 60
Dang.
hours. Not 160.
Okay.
I think Stalt has like 135 hours or something like that, and he said he finished it.
Yeah, that's why
100 and what?
135.
That's pretty good for a campaign.
Expedited,
Jesus,
we've skipped a lot of side stuff because we just
you kill everything.
You get so either we fucked up and killed everything, so all the quests are gone, or you get too excited when there's a new area and you go into it and it's like, are you sure you want to go in? You might not. You might want to finish up your loose ends. We're like, I want to see a new biome.
Yeah.
So we go in there and then it's all gone when we go back. But yeah, Starfield. I don't know. I mean, is it going to be the new Elder Scrolls and Fallout? You know, is it going to be in
Elder
You know
Scrolls
what really
Space
killed
Ghost.
me for it is that they were like only something like 10% or 8% of planets will host life on them, and I'm like, fuck off! Like I had so much of that with No Man's Sky, where you just land on a planet and it's just whistling air, and that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10% of what? Because if it's like 10% of 1,000, I mean that's a lot of fucking planets with life on them. I don't know.
But then it's
I
like, what do you
I have not
consider
looked
life on
into
them?
it because I've just been so demoralized by the great developers of my youth have all just become shitty developers, and you know what? They come out with new. I've had more fun on just shitty little indie games that come out like Dark and Darker or Kenshi Exanima, stuff like that. Just
Baldur's
like
Gate
weird
just
little games.
brought back
Coming
my
indie
belief
hipster,
in
dude.
AAA fucking integrity.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fuck it. I want the next Grand Theft Auto. I'm very excited for one day when that is actually
6 or whatever. Grand
Yeah.
Theft 6.
I still haven't beat
those
5.
games fucking rock.
I need to
I
play
don't
it.
need to.
Yeah.
I played it enough. I played enough multiplayer. Played enough single player, just running around killing people. I'm ready for the next one. It's been like 10 years. Like I'm.
It's been
what
more
really
than-
I need to
about
sit
the,
down.
like,
I
it's
might
gonna be more
actually
than
just
10.
like I might just beat GTA 5. I've never actually beat it.
I thought
I've
you
never
said you
beat Red
hated it
Dead.
or something.
Red Dead. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like
Well,
the
I
story, like the
saw a
character
compilation
masterpiece.
of it was like funny like Trevor when you go to play Trevor, like
yeah.
funny things that he's doing because when you go to like switch over from one character
Yeah.
to another, it'll sometimes bring you into a cutscene and Trevor will just be like beating someone's mailbox with a baseball bat or something, and it's
Yeah,
like what the
silly.
hell is he up to? And I'm like I didn't even know. I don't even think I played the single player long enough to unlock Trevor as a playable
What?
character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gee, you really have it. I was gonna say
No,
I don't think
I-
I beat it, but I got like 90% of the way through it.
Yeah.
No, I
You-
played it enough to get the online, and then I
I've
just
beaten
played
it
online.
twice.
The single player. Wait, you haven't beat Red Dead 2?
No, I
Or
got
Red Dead
to I got to Saint Denis.
Oh my god. Okay, I was
and
gonna, that's a
then- Dennis.
better campaign than Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're gonna pick one, probably finish Red
Yeah.
Dead.
yeah. Red Dead is such a
Just-
fucking what a gem. Jesus Christ,
Masterpiece.
what a fucking game.
Truly, it's one of my it's
Yeah.
one of the best games ever made.
You were talking about this last night. It is such a crime that they didn't develop the multiplayer,
online.
stay
I
with it
hate
in
it.
some
So
way.
they just fucking gave up on it.
Yeah,
Didn't make money, bro.
No Undead Nightmare, goddamn DLC, easiest fucking money they've ever made in their life.
No.
And also, I'm very disappointed in the new. You saw they remastered Red Dead 1,
Yeah.
but they literally just have made it 60 FPS and they're releasing it on PS
It's a
fucking
port.
5.
Yeah.
It's just a port, and there's not like. You know, rumors get crazy, but everyone's like, they're going to do it on the Red Dead 2 engine. They're going to remake the first game, and it's going to be awesome. And it's just a bullshit fucking port.
why would
feel like
why
cash
would they
grab
think
for it.
that they're gonna redo it with that much care when they just released the GTA remasters
Well,
and they
it's 'cause
sucked ass?
people are like,
Yeah.
maybe they're going to make up for the fact that they just,
No.
the public backlash of their last remasters.
You know what it is? You know what the problem is? The public, they have hope. They're too fucking stupid and young, and they have hope. They don't know what the world's like, okay? You need to stop having that
idiots.
shit, all right?
It was
These
a cash
companies
grab,
are gonna,
something to hold them over
these
until
companies
6
are gonna
comes
get
out.
some fucking, they just want the money. That's all they
Yeah.
want. They're just gonna
Larian
do
Studios.
the bare minimum. I'm sure
Larian
that the
Studios
development
is
team
making
came
money.
with that very idea, and they're like, "What if we take it and we move it over to this new engine?" And the guys that actually have the money and spend it,
Fucker in
Yeah.
a top
Like, how long is
hat
that gonna
said,
take?
he was like, "How about we just give them more FPSs and put it on that and do an exclusive deal with the with the PlayStation people?" Boom.
And charge them almost as much
Yeah,
as the game.
we'll do almost no work and then
There's
charge them
no
$60.
multiplayer,
Yeah.
no fucking anything.
You know they're all salivating at like Nintendo's business model, where the a game could be 7 years old and
Nintendo
they're
fans are the
re-release
biggest
it, yeah.
fucking suckers in
They
the
are,
world, dude.
They
I see all
re-release
those
it
like
for
donkey
60
videos
bucks.
where
Pokemon
he's
fans?
got like he's done the where are those like the Nintendo like Labo
One second, it
things
seems
where they make like the cardboard controllers for the
yeah.
Switches.
Yeah.
He had like all those and like fishing and shit. And I'm like, dude,
Did he actually enjoy those? I mean, I feel like the
He's
fun
like
of Labo is making it, not actually playing the shitty game.
probably.
I feel like it's just like Legos or something.
But I got a Switch from remember Max?
yeah.
I bought his Switch and then I got on it and I was like, oh, I could get like little games for the airplane or whatever.
Bro,
And keep
it's
in mind, I'm a guy that
It's like
I
10-year-old
make
indie
money
games.
playing video games. Okay, so if anybody has expendable income for video games, it's this guy. I looked at
and
the
you- you
prices
bitch
of
all
these.
the time when I fucking buy a game. Oh, this guy made me buy a game.
Yeah, you made me buy a game.
That's all you do.
Those
is buy
Nintendo games are overpriced, dude. Their
Yeah,
store's
they-
bullshit.
yeah,
They want way too much
yeah.
for those dog
They
shit
don't have a
games.
Steam summer sale.
If it's a Nintendo party one, oh my fucking god!
And
it
also
never
the
goes on
amount
sale.
of money they make for like what they put into a new Pokemon game
Yeah.
for fucking what it looks like and stuff. It's ridiculous.
It's a scam, bro.
It's unacceptable.
Unacceptable. I bought some
Stop
Tekken
buying it
game
now.
and the game was awesome. I love Tekken.
I-
It's not worth $60. Like a fighting
can't
game,
play
I'm sorry,
those.
is not worth $60.
Fighting games need to have stories again, and they need to have cool cinematics.
You
and
probably like
good
Street
single-player
Fighter
options.
6.
Yeah,
Is it
actually,
$60?
I do want to. The
but it's got
character
a story mode.
customization on that looks so funny, and I love you can
Yeah.
just walk around the city and fight any NPC.
Yeah.
You can just beat the shit out of people and then like get into a fight with them. That aspect looked pretty funny.
No.
Oh, what? It's like Wrestling Empire? You can just like walk the streets?
It's not as
Yeah.
cool as that because you fight, but then it turns into a Street Fighter fighting
Oh, okay.
like side by side thing. I wish.
I like how
That would be awesome.
it took them like 25 years and they finally have made like a game that matches the title of their series, Street Fighter. You can
Fighter,
walk
yeah.
the
Guy runs down the
streets
street
and
fighting.
start fighting people.
I
Yeah.
wonder if people fucking hated him or not. I've probably talked about this before. Now I'm expunged. Now if I've repeated this,
yeah.
patron, you can't be mad at me.
Yeah.
Can't talk
But
shit,
the old Mortal Kombat games, not like the really old ones, but like Armageddon and stuff. The single player, I remember you would be walking around in third person, like controlling a guy. You could punch trees and stuff, get coins, and you fought in a different style until you fought a character. Then you fought like side by side in Mortal Kombat. But it had a campaign where there's cutscenes and you're going around walking. It was cool because it's, you know, they mixed it up. Like you're literally walking around third person, like a different type of video game. If I saw it now, it probably looks like complete dog shit. But I remember it being very cool. Very.
Remember
I'm like,
that
this is
Star
next
Wars
level.
game I was trying
That
to
you
sell
were
you
like
guys?
talking about, fucking it's like
Oh my
2D.
fucking god!
It
what
looks
is
like a
that?
goddamn arcade game. Yeah.
Yeah, that game rocked though. That game was
Yeah, well, this
fucking
Mortal
awesome.
Kombat game, yeah, it was basically Skyrim.
Dude, I
in the
didn't
open
know they
world.
made games that ugly on Nintendo. That's like I was amazed when you told me about that game.
That game was awesome.
I gotta find a picture of this because I'm pretty sure it looked a little like what Starfield's trying to do now.
Dude, honestly,
Starfield.
going back to Starfield though, the shipbuilding that they have, the modular shipbuilding,
That's cool.
is awesome, and I think it's
I loved how Sub-Zero looked in this game too.
Yeah, but with the way they promise shit, dude, who knows? You'll
Are
see
you
when
believe
it.
calling Todd Howard
Believe
a
when you see
fucking
it.
liar?
Yeah, he's a fucking mega liar.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet
He's-
lies. I love.
big
Dude, this
that
game looks like Asheron's Call. This was a Mortal Kombat game.
This is a Mortal Kombat campaign, dude. You never seen shit like this before. Like,
What the
and
hell?
you have your own character.
Whoa, that's Mortal Kombat.
You create your own character. Yeah, dude. You wouldn't expect
Damn.
it. And then
Mortal
also,
Kombat is this?
this is the effort that they put into this. There's also then, classic. This is Armageddon. Then there's just like, oh, you played this guy who's just like, who the fuck is this guy? Conquest mode. Then there's classic Mortal Kombat, side by side fighting. And then I'm pretty sure this is the one that then had, I've talked about this for sure, I definitely know, but it had the Mortal Kombat carts. That was basically just a fucking, like it was Mario Kart, basically, but you played as Mortal Kombat characters, which was dope. And then it also had a chess mode where you would play chess with the characters and then they'd fight and stuff. And if you took out a
battle
character,
chess,
it was like basically Harry Potter shit. It was Mortal Kombat, Deception, and Armageddon were the two I was raised on. Deception 2 had a campaign like this. Even earlier, 2006. Just hardcore badass stuff. Just a lot of.
These actually look awesome. These might be worth a revisit.
I would love to, play these.
Yeah. These would be fucking fun.
I think in this one too, in Deception, this is the same. Your character gets older as you go through the game, and becomes an old master.
By the way, when I was a kid,
It's very nostalgic. Sorry.
in the 90s, I thought the Mortal Kombat dragon emblem was the
Crazy.
pinnacle of just badass logos for it. I was like, dude, that dragon looks awesome. Like I would have that tattooed on me. Big ass dragon.
I get why they do it.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Get a
Going
full
back
back
at
tattoo.
the same time that I was like into Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat was like in the news and stuff, where people were like, video games too violent. Too violent. They came out with that, I'm sure you've seen it, the Mortal Kombat movie, which just amped up. One. Yeah.
Well,
bad. That movie was, when I was a kid, I was like, I didn't get what like good movies were. So watching that was just insane. Because, you know, on TV, I would watch like Xena Warrior Princess or something like that. So it was kind of even in production
like a great
value.
Movie for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but just seeing the character actually get over here, you know, like saying that in the movie, I thought
goosebumps.
That was awesome. Yeah, goosebumps for sure. Yeah, those movies rock.
No, the corny dude, and they've never made a good movie. Like I think even the modern ones.
Yeah,
the
newer one.
By the way,
like,
hold on. Let me add something
moments,
to it.
But
my mom never let me have Mortal Kombat, so because she knew, she heard, you know, she listens to her congressman. These are violent, you know. So I only got to see my friends play it and play it at their houses or hear about it, and so it was like this great mystical, unattainable thing that I couldn't have in my own life. More. And then my brother showed me the movie, and I maybe wanted the only thing I had was Clay Fighters for the Sega Genesis. It's not quite the same.
I mean,
you know,
my mom might be a vegetarian, plant-loving, you know, tree hugger, but she's not a pussy. She let me play any video game I wanted, which was pretty cool.
That explains a lot about you.
My roommate has a lot of stories of when he was really young. His mom was like my mom, but even more granola mom. Like he wasn't allowed to play Xbox or anything. I was allowed to, you know, watch any movie, play any game or anything, but he was like much more strict with that kind of stuff. So he'd come over just to play Mortal Kombat, and we'd be down there, and you know, he was allowed to cuss at my house kind of too. I wouldn't. I could have probably, but my mom would just hear us down there, and he'd be like, "You motherfucker!" Like, you know, just little kids.
Yeah.
And she always thought it was so funny. And he always talks about like, oh man, like your house was the coolest. I was allowed to play Mortal Kombat. That was the big, also for our age too. A lot of kids weren't allowed to play Mortal Kombat. Yeah. It was a cool little treat.
Fucking news ruined it.
Yeah, because goddamn news.
I remember going to Blockbuster, and I wanted to get Quake because the box cover looks so badass.
Yeah.
And then my mom looked at the back, and it was just like, I don't know if anybody could find this, but the back of the thing just has like a synopsis of what it is. It had like the lowest resolution bad guy, and then just squares of red from like, it was supposed to be like blood spray. And mom's like, there's blood on this. No, you ain't getting this game. What the hell? So I had to get VW Bug Racing Adventures.
Dude, I'd
just a goddamn
ad if I had to play shit like that.
Okay, Bug Racing Adventures or whatever that game was. That game rocked. Okay, and I've pilfered the game for its OST, and I use it in videos because there's no way VW copyrights.
Yeah, they're gonna go crazy.
Their fucking ad placement that happened to come out at the same time as the Italian Job.
The worst racing game I ever had, but I genuinely liked it. They at the Indy 500 museum, they had an Indy 500 DS game where it was weirdly in depth for a DS game about the Indy 500, but you started back in time in old cars, and then you had to work your way through to modern day. But you had to in each race do 500 fucking laps, basically.
Yeah.
And it took forever. It was the most boring.
Gran Turismo
was
had
like
that
a goddamn year. It was really long.
Gran Turismo had those realistic ones where it's like 300 laps. I was like, oh my fucking God.
It was miserable. But my friend's mom was like, oh, this is going to be like educational game. Like, you guys should play this. I remember the entire car ride. We ended up playing it for a little bit, but it wasn't a fun game. Yeah, it was educational.
I was really into what was F-Zero was the one that racing game. I always thought that one rocked. And then Wipeout 64, if you remember that game. Wipeout 64 was not nearly as good as F-Zero, but they did have really good, like the soundtrack to it was awesome. And so I ripped the soundtrack and I was gonna use it in videos and stuff. Apparently, the person that made the soundtrack for Wipeout 64 was like a legit artist, and so like the songs are copyrighted. Like they claim them if you use them. But I was so pumped. I was ready to use these songs because that game was such a vibe. It's just another like little hover car racing game.
Yeah.
You know.
Hans Zimmer made that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they kept making Wipeouts, and I'm like, does anybody even fucking play these games?
Do they still have Wipeout? Yeah.
No, like they made them into like the 2000s.
Wii. That
like
was
GameCube
about
and shit,
the actual game show Wipeout, where you run across the big balls and go through obstacles and whatnot.
Didn't they have that for like Kinect?
Yeah, it was. Or was it Kinect? Or I thought it was Wii, but yeah, maybe it might have been Xbox Kinect. Like early Kinect years.
Oh shit.
I'm
Maybe
trying
I had it on the Wii. I could be wrong because I didn't have a Kinect early on. I got it when they came with Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
So I remember early Kinect had that one game where you had like a pet tiger or something. It's like, oh, you can pet it. This fucking sucks.
Connectimals, right?
Yeah, Connectimals.
Stupid ass game.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm looking at nostalgia. Hell yeah. Now, this game actually looks a lot better than I thought it would. F-Zero GX. Game
like
actually,
arcadey.
It looks pretty good.
GX, is that the GameCube one?
Maybe.
Yeah, these kinds of games, dude. Okay, now imagine none of the pizzazz and no power ups and no arcadiness, and it's just you on the fucking flat top brick.
Yeah.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about VW Racing Adventures?
Yeah.
I think that game had no power ups or anything. You're just driving around a goddamn like 12 horsepower piece of shit car
Jesus
at like
Christ.
40 miles per hour. They don't want to lie, They don't want to make these things go like 150.
I can't believe this is real.
Indianapolis 500 Legends. That looks
Dude, games like that were made for like old dudes.
Dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Old dudes with a DS? Who is that? There's no one doing that.
Well, when it didn't sell any, that's when they realized there was no old dudes with a DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They were like, it seems like there was one little kid in Indiana that bought it.
This is for kids that live with their grandparents.
194 out of 200.
For sure. For sure.
You had to do like fucking pit stops after like 100 laps too and rotate your tires and shit. And it's just like, Jesus Christ.
There was a kid that
What's the review
lived
on
with
that
his
game,
grandparents in middle school, and he was kind of like the odd kid out. And one day the teacher made it so much fucking worse. They kind of like used him as an example, where the teacher's like, "Hey, this kid has more than 100 in this class. All right, he's got 105 because he's answered every question right, and he got like the bonus stuff done too." And so he has like 105 A plus. Yeah.
Dude.
And like he made him like stand up, and everybody gave him like a little round of applause and everything. And I was like, dude, that kid's already a fucking dork. Everybody sees him get picked up by his 75-year-old grandpa, and he's weird. He's not. He hasn't socialized at all. And then you single him out. Christ, they wanted that kid to get beat up. Yeah, he's got a huge target on his back. But and the kids that do that well in school, like I wonder, but are that crippled socially? Like what do you think their chances are? Do you think they make it in life?
It depends.
They probably.
Is it a good school?
Yeah.
Is it a good?
Florida public school?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Florida public school, I'm sure. Yeah, this was middle school.
I know
at the
some
time,
people
but
from my
Look them up, man. Look them up. See if he left the city.
Did well, and I think they're some of them do well, but normally you gotta have a little bit of social ability.
I think that's 99% of
Getting a job now.
making it
But
in a
not
business.
like
now.
if you
That's
could be
always
like
been.
the good doctor or something,
You have to be a damn good doctor. Okay, if you're gonna have
the good doctor.
Like the autistic one.
yeah. No, I'm saying
I'm sorry.
like he's able to be a doctor
Yeah.
with being as autistic as he is because he's an exceptional doctor.
You could also be like a Sherlock Holmes.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But notice Sherlock Holmes doesn't have any like friends really. He's like a detective on his own.
compatriot.
Clues are
Yeah,
his
he's
friends,
Watson.
right? Cases are his buddies. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Does he need
He treats
friends?
Watson like
Alice
shit and
is
always
my
says like
frat party.
elementary. Watson, you dumb piece of shit. You should have figured this out 20 minutes ago. Yeah, why don't you have any
Shouldn't
friends?
have been a war veteran, Watson, you fucking pussy, stupid idiot.
I got all 100s in my class. I got over 100.
Watson's
Lived
just
with my
like
grandparents for a very long time.
I neglected social circles so I could be this. Watson's like his handler. He's like talks to people for him and stuff.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think I would rather just be like a middling at a job, but just like able to talk to people. Yeah, that's how Bush got presidency. He had nothing but C's in school. He's a damn
I
president.
thought it had something to do with his dad.
Might have a little bit to do with his dad. Yeah. I think your dad being the president probably helps. But
See, I was making that joke, but I couldn't tell which Bush you were talking about, so I'm glad you were talking about Junior.
yeah. Well, he seems like a more personable guy, whereas his father was actually like a practiced politician. So he didn't have to be as nice and stuff because he's like, I'm actually good at policy, I guess.
Goddamn Nepo baby.
Yeah. That's the hell of a Nepo baby. That's the kind of Nepo baby I want to be, where I land in the president's office, the Oval Office. That's a hell of a...
Most powerful man in the world.
Yeah. Most powerful baby ever born. Fuck, yeah.
The son of the president.
Yeah, it's like being Genghis Khan's son or something. That's awesome.
There's like 1,000 Genghis Khan sons.
Yeah.
So
well, like the ones that he cared about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Khan Jr.
I was thinking about this earlier. Like, Genghis Khan did horrific things, obviously. And people, look back on it as like a historical thing, but people still, they'll go like, oh, Genghis Khan, like, he's like a conqueror. It's like, they don't look at him in a completely negative light. How many centuries and generations have to pass before Hitler is regarded with like without that knee jerk?
It has to do with like
reaction,
the time
it was
in.
Time.
I think conquering was more of a thing then.
It was,
and, we were more.
We've lost our way.
We were more advanced when Hitler was,
Yeah.
I think people were probably more like, why don't we all just get along?
The problem is, I feel like you
smoking weed.
You can't conquer as good when telephone's invented because people can just call and be like,
"Hey, this guy's fucking my shit up, dude."
Conqueror's on the way.
Watch out.
Yeah. But if you just sweep a nation and you ride faster than they can ride to escape.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we really need to bring back conquering, I feel like, in some sort of way.
I think we should not.
Sieges? Like, we never had sieges.
Yeah.
That is...
It's like a sleepover for like years.
Isn't there an effort from Russia to conquer right now?
Yeah, but they're doing it all lame. I'm talking conquering with like more like pitchforks and torches. Yeah. I don't like this whole gunpowder and technology type stuff. I'm talking like
go back in time is what you.
Yeah,
want.
I want to go back in time.
You want to be you. What do you think you would be? You'd be a peasant being. Your head would be cut off and shot.
Yeah, they don't got.
With how often I get sick, I would get dysentery 3 months in, and then and puke and shit, and somebody would mercy kill me because I'm not keeping up. Yeah. With the rest of people. I think
people would hate kill you. I think you'd just get on. You'd grind people.
Yeah, pretty much.
They'd shoot you with their bow.
I've heard there's a theory out there about because we have laws and everything that say that you can't assault me without repercussions. That's why people have become
more of an asshole.
Yeah, so aggressive towards each other. But back in the day, when there was really not much of a societal set of laws and standards, it was like that people were very courteous because it's like there's really not much stopping this guy from stabbing me in the heart, and so people were much nicer back then, and or I guess less willing to offend, if that makes sense. So yeah, I would definitely just get speared the second I go back there. They'll be like, "Oh, your hat's kind of funny looking, dude." They would fucking stab me in the eye immediately.
I think it's whenever that phrase was coined, "treat people how you want to be treated," really changed the world. Or when they were like, "Everybody love everybody." If I heard that shit, I'd go, "Oh,
yeah, that would change." I'm gonna go back to the 1200s. I'm gonna wear a "Life is Good" T-shirt. Yep.
Give a peace sign.
I think you're a fucking witch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little "Life is Good." That? I'll have to explain to them that that's a smiley face. They've never seen
"Life
that before.
is Good" and those little gloves with light up fingers.
Yeah.
You smoke this. A finger tut around them. You are a better person. You are a better person. I need you. You guys can keep going for as long as you want.
You have to go clean, right?
They get here in an hour, and I have to clean and mow the lawn.
You go clean that thing. I got an outro because I'm gonna try to build some hype.
Okay, what
we have future guests.
Title cards.
Okay. Now this is gonna be horrific. If you do your little hat tip.
Am I good to sign off?
Yeah, you can sign off.
Can I leave my recording going?
No.
Okay, guys, it's me signing off.
Whoa. What an outro. Have you ever seen
cool.
anything like that? All right. You
can't talk to him now.
I think, by the way, Brian has been playing a game in the background the entire time.
I was playing for a little bit. I was playing Dark and Darker.
I saw your eyes darting left and right.
I stopped. They're doing maintenance now, so
dude, they do fucking maintenance every time I go to get on. Where I'm like, you know what? I'm burned out. I've been doing like 4 hours of editing or something like that. I'll go. I'll play some.
They do maintenance
every fucking time.
Fucking.
Right. Anyways, what I'm about to say is, if this ends up not, coming through, I'm gonna look like an asshole. Yeah. But been doing some serious pestering with the emails. And it seems like
yesterday night you just
no, it wasn't just yesterday. It was over. It was over time because I have some other people. We got possibly this one's less firm. We got more plates, more dates. Derek gonna be coming on.
I thought he said "fuck you" and he ignored you.
He did not say "fuck you" and ignored me. No, he did. He did respond, but he's going out of town for a little bit.
Okay.
When he gets back, we'll have him on. Tolden Stone, his new book's releasing. He's coming back on for an encore.
Talk about his new book.
This guy fucking canceled. You don't need to hear his name.
Guy's awesome as hell. He makes good
history
videos.
Stuff.
I love me some history, and history's funny.
It's fun to laugh at.
It is funny to laugh at history, yeah. Because at the time they're like, this is like the most important, serious thing in the world, and then looking back on it, you're like, maybe black people should be free. Hot take.
Yeah,
hot take. We fought over that. So fought tooth and nail over that shit too. Like there was a huge chunk of the population that was like, I don't think so. I'm gonna call you on that one. I think they shouldn't be free. And so he covers that and whether or not that was a righteous war or not. We'll ask him that. We'll say, do you think the South should have won? Yeah. That's first question. Who do you think should have won? Not who won. He's from the South. Well, he'll surprise us probably. Yeah. And then there was somebody else. Oh, Dan Bull, the legendary Skyrim rapper, is coming on here. He's going to be dope. Maybe he'll rap for us. Yeah. Dan Bull is going to be here. It's going to be badass. And don't have any really modern, relevant YouTubers coming on, but this is what we got, people. All right, this would be a blast.
These are the only ones that reply.
These are the people that reply. What do you want me to say? These are the people.
I'm on a block
list,
I
do. I feel like if you want to get into the psyche behind this, is that instead of having, I've realized that if we just get like a big name on there, but they don't specialize in anything, then we're just having a regular podcast where we're talking. But if you get someone that has like a very specific interest, like let's say Tolden Stone,
you can prod.
It gives you something to like, it gives you something to bounce off of. Wendigoon with his whole the Bible shit,
And what was the other time? What was the first time? History shit, or was it like
Wendigoon
cryptids and stuff? Yeah,
no, he was talking about spelunking.
Spelunking, that's
and he had like it was like some real life story about a spelunker.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, there's these two guys from Kentucky. It's like I guess it's like this uncle and his nephew, and they go spelunking and stuff. And I've been emailing them trying to get them on. Those guys are great because they do lava pour spelunking or it's like a lava run. Apparently, when lava hits the ground, sometimes it'll just make like a river, and then as it dries or cures or whatever, it creates like a empty chamber in the middle. That is sharp as razors, dude. It is incredibly sharp. And these fucking jackasses crawl in there, and it'll be like a foot tall. And he's just like, we're just going to go see what's down there. I'm like, I know what's down there. It's just that you're crawling in a termite tube of sharp rocks.
It's just
not a great like climbing environment. And he climbs in there and he has his little GoPro and he's like, man, it's tight in here. And then by the time he gets out, his hoodie and jeans are torn to shreds. I'm like, that's not fun. That doesn't. You're gonna die down there one day. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so I figured he'd be fun to have on the.
So you can scold him. Yeah.
No, not so I could scold him. So I can ask him about have you ever gotten stuck and had to
scream for help,
drink your nephew's blood to survive or something?
Yeah, for a week.
I haven't seen your nephew in a couple videos. Is he still kicking? No, it's funny. Like he'll get to a place where he's like, wow, that's a tiny hole. I don't think I can fit in there. Hey nephew, you get down there. Nephew's like 14. You know, he's just like
smaller.
He sends him down into like little rat places to crawl.
God,
it's
even tinier places. Jesus.
Yeah, just a lot of uncomfortable shit I would never do. Do you remember those mushroom guys that like I went out and did like a mushroom hunting video?
With?
Yeah. They were trying to get me to go spelunking, and I was like,
fuck that.
I don't think you guys know about spelunking. So I'm not going to go with you. And we don't have any rocks, and like Florida's just a big sandbar. There's no rock here. And so like we'd have to drive to go to a place where there's somewhere to go spelunking. I'm not, I didn't want to go drive to a different state to go spelunking with people that have never been spelunking. That just sounds like there's going to be a
Netflix,
a Wendigoon video on me. Yeah. Dumbass YouTuber thinks he can go spelunking. And then dies horrifically. That would be like another Nutty Putty cave type thing where they find me with just my feet sticking up out of a hole backwards. My head's all ballooned out.
Oh God.
But anyways, that's the future.
It's a lineup.
Sorry everything was so late this month. But we got some bright ones ahead of us. Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah. October and September.
Yep. Well, October we're gonna go gamble.
Oh yeah.
So we had to finish everything early.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we got to hit it hard early so that while we're there, there's no pressure,
no worries, no qualms,
worries. Yeah, we're gonna bust out onto the strip. We're gonna
make $1 million.
Abby said I can't get any hookers.
What's the point of going? Honestly,
did Mia say you could?
Just a couple.
Just a couple. Okay.
So just like one or two.
She didn't say not. You know, every hotel room's got a cuck chair. I'm not a cuck in that scenario. I'm just watching. I'm a voyeur.
Just a voyeur. You're yeah.
Do you think you would ever do that? Voyeurism?
Would I sit there and watch somebody else fuck?
Yeah.
If I got paid a lot of money.
It's like it seems like kind of a kink that I wouldn't be into. It's like watching somebody eat a delicious sandwich. It's like what the
porn, I guess.
Yeah. What do I get? What do I get out of this? It's like porn, but it also stinks. You get smell-o-vision.
It stinks and it's loud, and you're like, well, what the fuck? Can't be on your phone, right? They want you to sit there and watch, so you're like, fuck. Do you
think people did a lot of doggy style before showers were prevalent? You know that shit had to reek. Like cavewoman fucking doggy style.
I don't fucking know.
That smelly asshole right there.
Dude.
Yeah,
That's a good question for him. Yeah. Are they doing doggy style?
Yeah. How much do you think that shit stank?
It must smell ripe as fuck over there.
I watch his videos. I love his videos, but it is funny just like catching him with those questions because he's just like, what the fuck? Like he's in such an academic world. He's like not. I would love to fucking go somewhere with that guy, travel with that guy. That would be funny as hell.
Shit.
Yeah, just be like his little side character while he's trying to do academic stuff.
Whoa. Yeah.
All right. That's the end. Do you want to go play some Dark and Darker?
Yeah, I'm down. It's still maintaining. That's the word.